God, I love new technology. Hopefully this won't crash as much. What's good, everybody? How you doing? How are you living? How are you feeling? It's time once again for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for August 18th, 2022. And this week we're not using Skype. It's amazing. We've moved on. I was telling so many people, say, yes, I need to find a new technology. Skype is crashing all the time. They're like, well, why aren't you using OBS Ninja? To which I asked myself, why am I not using OBS Ninja? Kevin, it's your boy Kev in the building. Why was I not using OBS Ninja?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I thought you just like fighting with Skype as much, so.
It was the NDI dream. It was just the NDI dream.
Yep.
Since yet.
What's up?
Why was I not using OBS Ninja?
Probably because of the NDI dream.
It was the NDI dream.
Yep, I am uninstalling Skype as we speak.
I wouldn't. Let's not be too hasty. Let's not be too hasty. This is only the first week we're using something different. To be fair, it's like I'm using God knows how many more browsers to do this.
Major is probably already uninstalled.
No.
The uninstall on Kevin's part already halfway through.
I know it is.
It's happening.
I know it is.
Funny enough, it's not. I was about to uninstall, and you were like, wait, and I was like, you have a reprieve. You know me, I don't hold unnecessary software if I don't have to.
Look, we don't know. We don't know how this is going to work yet. So far, it looks okay. So far, it's good. But you never know.
Just say the word, Major. Just say the word.
You know I want to. Because, I'm like, people have been just giving me shit. People like, I don't understand why Skype still exists. Skype is still a thing. So yes, I use it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, they look at me like, but why? But why?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Extreme Cold?
Yeah.
I judged you for using Skype once, and I kind of said, whatever. I know what I'm doing. What's going on, Young? What's going on, Merch? What's going on, Tycho? We should have installed Skype 5 years ago. I think everybody did 5 years ago, but then I'm like, but NDI.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only consumer platform offering NDI, and it's amazing. Why are we not? Why are we not? Why are more people not using NDI? Anywho, so I don't think I've ever used Skype. I wanted to try it when it was on the PSP of all things. Microsoft eventually stopped forcing it on us with Office installs. It was lovely, but see, now everybody has Teams.
Yep, Microsoft Teams is a thing, and I'm like,
I mean, does Teams have NDI? I should really check into that.
I think that's something you might want to do.
Let's see. Let's see. Microsoft Teams NDI. Oh, okay. NDI in is currently not available in Teams. Hold on. After enabling NDI technology in Teams, you can go to your media controls, select more actions, and choose broadcast over NDI.
Question mark?
I might. Yeah, I think we might have to install Teams.
I mean, Teams is already installed for me. I'm just like,
But wait, aren't you on Windows 10?
yeah.
So how do you have Teams installed?
Because of the thing I had to do with.
Oh, that's right.
our
That's right.
collective
That's right.
homie.
That's right.
Yeah, and that was like, okay, I guess I'll do that then. Fine.
So maybe next week we'll try Microsoft Teams.
Hold
That'd be a
for moment.
Teams test.
Do you have to be on Windows 11 for Teams?
No,
Mm-mm.
Windows 11 has Teams pre-installed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The reason why I asked Kev is because, like, well, why do you have Teams installed? It's like, it's not pre-installed on Windows. Why would you ever install this otherwise? I don't have Teams installed.
It was like that person was like, let's do Microsoft Teams, and I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, Teams was Skype for business, so
yeah.
And Tycho says there's also a Linux Teams app. There is. But yeah, for those who are just tuning in and don't know how we're doing this now, like, all right, so a peek behind the curtain, if you will. So yes, normally the show has been done using Skype and using it an NDI plugin that Skype has. Lately, I've been having some issues with Skype where at the beginning of a call it would freeze for one reason or another.
Yeah,
it would just cause headaches.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're using OBS Ninja, which is okay. It's doing all right. However, I feel like it's not really serving the 1080p crispy that I like either.
Yes.
So next week there may be a Teams version of this.
Yep.
Which essentially is still built off of the Skype technology, but with a more modern app. Because it can't be the fact that Skype is the only app that has NDI out or whatever, right? But still would not expect Teams to be that other app that does.
Never know. You have not because you asked not. Or in this case,
I did. Not. I did, but nobody's using Teams to give me that answer. It was only in Teams. Like, yeah, is there any other app? No, we don't know of any. Why didn't y'all tell me Teams had it? Why would we
You ain't ask?
No. Why would we look at Teams? Ain't nobody using Teams. Not like that anyway. So I guess we're just going to be revolutionary like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, 2 weeks have passed since we've last done a show. Kev.
Yes, sir.
What have you been up to?
We've been going through the whole well, first of all, I did some much needed yard work. Then we've been going through our favorite game. Gee, I can play that now? And so now it's like so it's been like I've been going through like, well, first of all, we had 2 Point Campus. So 2 Point Campus that came out, and we've been streaming that a lot. And I streamed it for like the entirety of that week. And everything was good. The first stream that we had, we were great. And then it crashed the first stream. And I was like, oh my God, it's happening again. It's found me here. And I'm like, the problem has found me here. Turns out it was just we just had to turn down the frames. So we had to turn down the frames from like unlimited to 60, which I got no qualms, which I have no problem with doing, for stability's sake. So I got no problems about that. And we had no more issues out of that. We've been streaming for like 2 hours, 3 hours, no problem. Which is funny because we've been streaming like X264. It didn't crash the stream.
What?
So the game crashed. Uh-oh.
There's a gnat.
A rogue fly.
Yeah, there's a fucking gnat in here.
A gnat.
I hate when that happens. I really do.
I hate gnats. But anyway, yeah. So because we were streaming on X264, the stream didn't crash. It didn't trigger the encoder, and it just crashed. It kind of scared me for a little bit. I was making a whole bunch of faces. And is that a spirit?
So you saw that too, right?
I'll let Sin explain that. But yeah.
Like I'm sitting listening and looking. I just happen to see like, what the fuck is that?
Anyway,
Like
I'm sure Sin will explain that. Yeah. So it didn't crash the stream, so that was great. I did make a bunch of faces like, oh, and I'm like, oh wait, we're still live, we're good. Oh wait, okay, cool. So we just turned down the frames, and we didn't have any problems after that. Still have to test 2-point hospital, but other than that, everything has been running sound. Everything has been good. We have been again. It's been like, oh, Redfall's coming out next year. I can play Redfall.
Yeah, I saw your tweet about that. It's like,
yeah, because I was like, man, this game. It's like, man, this game looks really good and it's really nice. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I can play that. And then I've been looking at Starfield, and I'm like, oh wait, I can play that.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, the 3080 Ti life, thank you, merch, has been awesome. And yeah, it's been really, 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 really cool. What else? Spend time with my daughter because I'm an honorary girl dad.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing in chat.
Yeah.
The version is ruined. Goes picking up shit.
Mm-hmm. Woo. So anyway, so we've been like, so we hung out, and last week we hung out, and then you know, she came to my house, and we just kind of sat down and watched Frozen for the umpteenth million time, and ate popsicles, and it was nice. It was really nice, just spending time with my daughter. And it was also kind of funny. Like, she's a consummate girl on the phone. So she has and I had to let you know, Major, she has an iPhone. She has her very own iPhone. It's an SE.
Wait, why are you telling me that? Like, was I supposed to be disappointed?
I'm not saying you're disappointed. I'm saying that she's an iPhone user as you are.
Oh. Look, I'm platform agnostic.
I'm giving you a compliment, bro.
I would be impressed if she rolled through like those Nokia smartphones and with them Symbian OSs on it. It's like, yo, that's hardcore. Let's go. Look at that Nokia N95 from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, bet, let's do it. I want to meet that person.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, and then she loves Roblox. She is a consummate Roblox gamer.
Excuse me, Ruin. I am as much the official iPhone guy as Kev is the official Nintendo guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Also now, okay.
I said what I said. I said exactly what I said.
It's like,
you better look at Ruin. You better look at Ruin. He the one came out his mouth wrong.
But yeah, she loves Roblox. She's been showing me some of the games that she plays, and I'm like, that's great. So now I have to encourage her, like, so when she gets old enough, she's going to be in streaming now, because I'm gonna be like, you know what, you're gonna be a streamer now, and I gotta make that happen. I gotta get her a little build. I gotta get her a little like setup. She's gonna be a streamer. She's gonna be doing whatever she wants to play. Roblox, indie games, Minecraft, whatever. I'm like, I am here to support it because we need more. Well, we need more women in gaming. Like, that's what we need. We need more women in gaming.
Facts.
We need more black women in games, specifically black women in gaming. So I'm here to encourage the hell out of it, and I'm here to make sure that she is covered and loved, and I'm gonna be her moderator, and I'm gonna be effing up all the trolls. So yeah, I'm here for it. So, and that's been some awesome awesome moments. I'll tell you something else after when we get to the other half of the what am I doing. So I'll tell you that stuff later.
What you will be doing?
Well, yeah, what we will be doing. I'll talk more into that on the other side of this. So
Sounds good.
I yield back.
Sin.
Yo,
2 weeks in 5 minutes because the 5 minutes was the whole, or even less than that, because of the apparent apparition that showed up in the back of your in your background there.
So I suppose a handful of explanations maybe are in order. One of them being how things been. Work has been happening. I am taking an official vacation from literally everything come tomorrow, so that's exciting. We have been working through the Hollow Knight Pantheon, and I got to fight 41 of 42. So, if I manage to figure out how to deal with this last one, I can figure out who the final boss is going to be. We'll see about that when I get back from vacation. Also, did some tabletop stuff. Tabletop things are always fun. And also, my partner is here. So she arrived. That is the apparition you saw in the background. She is here until next week on Saturday, which is also a very big reason for why I'm taking a vacation next week.
Love to see it. Love to see it. I was a little scared, but I love to see it.
Yeah, that creeped me the fuck out for a second.
I was like, what the hell is that? I'm usually seeing I'm so used to seeing like the cat, and I'm like, oh, that's the cat. And I'm like,
that's what I thought too. But yeah, like
that
that shadow is way too tall for whatever is walking across. Like I'd freak out if I saw my son behind me. It's like, yo, nah, don't do that. Let's not do that.
Ruin. Major doesn't have praise breaks.
Look, as soon as let a hyper focus hit, one weekend. We'll figure some shit out.
Right.
I thought it was going to be today, but my wife bought me McDonald's. I went downstairs to eat the McDonald's, and then I proceeded to take a nap. That's why the show was late, because I woke up and then realized, oh shit, because I've been good about it, because I was on vacation last week, or not on vacation, but I was out of town, the PC was off. So I forgot I had to come up here and turn everything on.
But yeah, there's that, and I've been trying to read like a handful of books. One of them called People Powered by a guy named Jono Bacon, who writes books about building communities, mostly for companies in the software industry. But almost everything in the book also applies to things you could do for streaming. So it's interesting, that little overlap there.
Dope. I might need to read the book or ask you for the cliff notes, because some things are happening that involves around community building, possible or company organization structures, and streaming. That's right,
Okay.
y'all. I am about to get my LLC on, but not in the way you think. That's right. And the cliffhanger, we're about to be unhung now. So yes, last week, not much of anything, just kind of preparing to hop on a flight. I was in Sacramento the later part of last week. Again, thank you for not paying attention to that tweet that went out saying that we were going to have a show last week, because yeah, Sin and Kev both within minutes happened to tag me in that tweet just before I got on a flight. And I only saw it because my flight was delayed by like a couple of minutes. So I haven't turned off Wi-Fi mode yet. Because had I not seen it, Yep. I mean, granted, I'm sure people would have figured it out that there was no show last week, but I would not have probably seen that tweet again until like showtime. Because like I landed in Denver around 8 p.m. Eastern. Of course, you didn't see the tweet, Ruin. Didn't see the tweet, but I feel like both Kevin said something like, "Yep, that's it." Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
You sure you ain't on Twitter, Ruin? Because that was pretty damn on spot on. Because that was like
between both of those questions, like I feel like both of those questions were lobbed at me as I am getting ready to hop on a flight. So yeah, flew over to Sacramento, had a really good time. For those who do not know, I am on the board of directors for LandFest. We are a charity that helps build healthy communities through gaming. More specifically, we help land organizations or land. I want to say land organizations or people. We help like land party organizations do the lands and be able to raise money for charity by eliminating a lot of the barriers that those land parties would have.
Oh, nice.
It's been an organization that's been around for 20 years. Started through some Intel engineers who found a random lab in Intel and decided they wanted to host a land party. Realized that all their expenses were covered, so any money that they were receiving from that land for selling tickets to the land, they donated it to charity. Over the years, it's been taking shape into a organization that we have now, where it kind of helps foster healthy gaming communities and allows those communities to raise money for local causes or any cause that they would prefer. Did a lot of so we had a board retreat for that. Got some amazing stuff that we're planning to do within the next 6 to 12 months. Locally, however, in the Raleigh, Durham, and North Carolina, and maybe greater Southeast area of the United States, I am planning on starting a LandFest LLC here. So that's what I mean by, I'm getting my LLC game on. I'm hoping to get one started here so that we can start trying to get a lot of the gaming communities together. Not just like PC gaming, console gaming, those who do fighting tournaments, sports tournaments, what have you. And try to make a huge gaming community out of the Southeast. There used to be a LandFest chapter in Atlanta. But let's say there were some things that were happening there.
Yeah.
So trying to change the face of a lot of that. It was a thing too where it's a lot of homogeny that was going on. The same people doing the same things all over the country. So I feel like, I don't know, mixing some melanin, mixing some queerness, some more minorities, make an actual organization based off a lot of diverse people to be able to create an amazing community within the South, within the Raleigh-Durham area, North Carolina, and all the Southeast. So feel like we're the community to do it. Hopefully we can bring some more stuff over here too. Hopefully bring some money into the state because that's what they like. So Also, I found out that that contact tracing app thing that Apple and Google push to every phone, it works. It works. I was notified today that I was within a certain range of someone who tested positive for COVID last Friday.
Ooh.
And I would like to say, hey, thank you, California, for actually, doing something right and letting me know that something was going on.
Mhm.
So yep, I took a COVID test today. I am okay. No COVID here. Let's see what else is happening. I think that's it though. Yeah, just the land stuff. I'm really excited about that. Hopefully we can get that going. Slowly getting through a lot of emails so I can begin really having some conversations. I've reached out to some people. Still got some more people I want to reach out to get more information and see if, hey, would they be interested in helping? But before we keep on, I just want to show some things real quick. Like this awesome Nokia N95 because it's just sexy and I like it and I would like to own it one day, even though it probably does not work on any modern network because this phone came out in 2006.
I miss my Crazer.
Look at this thing. This thing is so sexy. I miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like I remember like when iPhones and shit were being talking, Blackberries talked about, like they were like, yeah, I want the Nokia N95. If I could get the Nokia N95, I made it.
Mm-hmm. I think balling to me was a BlackBerry. Like
Nokia was beyond that. Nokia,
I know.
The N95 was beyond that. No, imagine. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded the beta for Android 13 on my Samsung, right? Or Samsung's beta for it. Tell me why. Like, one, I keep forgetting that Samsung has a ringtone, like their basic default ringtone, and like, you know, over the years they've made it better.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why the ringtone that's included with the Android 13 beta is made by one of the members of BTS.
Nice.
Because Samsung is a Korean company.
Yeah,
So.
like that. Yes,
Yeah.
like outside of that, it's like it just seems weird that we're like, oh yeah, like this member of BTS created this ringtone, the
Mm-hmm.
default ringtone for Samsung.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, sound ringtones. Yeah, all right. So it's Over the Horizon by Suga, SUGA of BTS.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And it sounds nothing like the default Samsung ringtone, but yes, Ruin, that's a fucking ringtone, right? And I only say that because, like, with Kevin imitating the Nokia ringtone, I can only imagine on this N95, it sounded like that. Like, la 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 la. Whoa.
Now give me money. Cut the check.
Snake was in 3D and shit.
Oh Lord.
Oh, but look, it still had T9. Unless you used that tiny screen, which you probably didn't. Also, Teams is bringing some business into this. I don't know if we'd be able to use Teams. Oh crap! You know what I just realized I could do too? I could probably share my screen with you within VDO. So I know about the BlackBerry. I know a CEO with one still. He has a company iPhone. He basically refuses. Doesn't the president still use a BlackBerry? Or did they come up with a secure iPhone?
Current or former?
I want to say current.
Yeah.
Because I know Obama had a BlackBerry.
Yeah, Obama had a BlackBerry.
Trump was still tweeting from an iPhone, which I don't know what that is, but
I think it's like
I don't even know if Biden even uses a smartphone.
I think, which is funny, they had like the whole thing where the biggest like secure possible security breach of Biden's initial like inaugural was the fact that he has a Peloton, but do he connect that to the internet? And I thought to myself, like, this is what we are now. we have shifted
Okay,
from unsecure servers to, hey, he just can't get the Peloton classes anymore. The juxtaposition.
okay, so there is the Obama Pad,
Right.
which is secure lockdown iPad.
Right.
Donald Trump, arguably the most famous man on Twitter during his term, also insisted on using a personal device, reportedly a series of burner phones, used briefly and then replaced for security reasons.
Yep, you can't do that. My man was a drug dealer. He had phones on top of phones. Hold on, call me on phone 2.
But he was also widely
call me on
reported
this
to
phone.
be skeptical of computer use and email, preferring paper for most communications, because he can, so that way he can flush the. You can't flush the email down the toilet.
No, you can't. Yeah,
So yeah, there's the Peloton. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily say like what he uses, but
I'm sure he has like. I'm sure they've given him like a secure phone, but like a sanitized, secured phone that just makes phone calls. If he needs to make phone calls, but I'm sure it's like. I'm sure he's probably like, yeah, I'm good. I don't think he's on like an iPhone, like Android. I think he just like, give him BlackBerry. Give him one of them newer-ish Blackberries, and he's good.
So apparently Trump used the Samsung Galaxy at one point.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's a secure encrypted device, which from what I understand was a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
But I imagine like nobody's going to say what it is for fear of, excuse me, somebody trying to find an exploit for it specifically.
Right.
Anywho, yeah. So these Microsoft Team prices, I'm not entirely sure if I have access to this Microsoft 365 version of Teams, which would be the one we can use, because the free version only allows you 60 minutes of group calling. I'm really gonna hate to click this, but I have to click it. Damn it, Tycho.
Oh, that's a brick.
That is a brick. Yes, like I mean not Tycho. I meant Ruin. Ruin. Damn it, Ruin. My bad, Tycho. But yeah, I feel like yeah, I know I am fixing this. I was trying to answer Tycho's question, but also was burned by you.
I go like, now why am I in it?
Yeah, my bad. That was on
they
me.
put me in it.
That was on me. My bad. I feel like yeah, people have probably exploited the BlackBerry, but like I wonder what they would have done to a BlackBerry to make it more secure. Also, going back to a peek behind the curtain, I do want to show you guys, hey, this is what OBS Ninja looks like, or Video Ninja looks like. It's definitely a far cry from what it used to be. Or maybe just because I never really used it like that. And don't worry, if you see a password to this, it will not be the same next week. But also, we probably won't be using Video Ninja next week. But yeah, oh shit, it does say CPU overloaded. That's fun. But is it really though? I don't know. This task manager. Oh yeah, this task manager is not having fun with this.
It's like,
Ruin. This is Chrome though. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Something is not right with this. Something ain't right.
I'm struggling. Help. Help.
Yeah, Chrome. Yeah, Chrome is not doing all right.
Help. Help.
So while that's happening, I just want to say, hey, hate to call, listen, I am really looking at trying to get a Chromium browser because the way that I have to load things twice and 3 times in Firefox has me wanting to punch some people. And the video software we're using today is optimized for Chrome and Chromium-based browsers. So between those two things, I'm just like, listen.
I mean, it's optimized, but it's still taking a chunk out of a 3900X.
Firefox, WaterFox, AirFox, and EarthFox. Those nations need to get together and figure out what's going on here because I am over this browser. That is the thing I
laugh at you. I laugh at you. I laugh at the fact that you said that because there is a WaterFox.
Oh, we know.
Oh, I know.
Tycho's been promoting it heavily.
All the nations.
I have been seeing people talk about Brave again, and I'm like, is there a version of Brave that does not dive heavily into fucking crypto?
That's the part what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, like that's where I'm stuck because I'm like, I'd rather just give Google all of my shit at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have Google have my stuff than have to deal with the crypto nonsense of Brave.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that all of my shit's synced.
You know,
right, but I don't want to have to turn. I want it to be opt in, not opt out. I don't. Damn it, Nat, go away. I don't want to have to go and try to hunt that shit down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for fairness, I did read a thing today where a company, and I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head, was just like, hey, we have a crypto wallet. Well, we have a company wallet that you can use. You can put crypto stuff in here. You can't pay us with that. I just want to be clear. You can pay other services with that. You can't bring that up. We don't. This is for storage, as far as you're concerned. You can't pay us with that. We don't do that here.
You can hold this, but don't bring that shit to the Boogie Down Bronx. Like, leave that shit where it's at.
We do not get high on our own supply.
Exactly. That part.
So yeah, Video Ninja is great, but yeah, it probably will not last very long on this channel. But hey, this would not be twitch.tv/Major Linux if it wasn't for us, if it wasn't for me trying a new thing.
The day of the thing.
I mean, to be fair, I probably could run it like the way it's set up though. I probably could run this on another computer and just bring in the browser sources that I need and not run it here. Look, oh, because I remember you were talking about Discord too, Tycho. Earlier you were talking about Discord. If Discord only offered NDI,
yeah,
I just don't understand why. Y'all can just do this. People use your software for video podcasts. Just give me NDI. Let me import each individual video as a separate source, and then we can move on. We can all just be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Ruin, I already have an O365 subscription. That's the thing. Like, that is the thing. I already have one. Like, my wife prefers Office. And before I switched email clients, I was using Outlook religiously. I don't care what they don't want to be responsible of, Tycho. Just give me fucking NDI. Just give me NDI. I don't care. They can do whatever they want. Anyway, we got tech news to talk to. Is Janet Jackson behind a state-sponsored attack? have you made your plans for TwitchCon yet? Because if not, FaZe Clan's got something to sell you. And I'm trying to look in. Oh, yes. And when will PlayStation release Ghost of Tsushima on PC? Also, in a surprise twist, when will Kev rejoin us? Okay. Whew.
That's why I like using OBS as your webcam, because you could like use your stuff. Like, hold on, I'm about to do something that's not appropriate. Hold on.
Vanish. 9% of the time someone doesn't add the feature because they don't want to be responsible for it when it breaks. Give Ghost of Tsushima like 2 years. It should, honestly, if they don't announce that like next year, I'm gonna be upset. But we'll get to that. Yes.
Yeah, I can wait. I ain't no
But
hurry.
no, Ruin said 2. That shit's got to be next year. But all that and more on this week's Tech Talk Thursday, starting off with the MacBook Pro workers being paid significant bonuses after a riot back in May. This was one of the stories I think I wanted to include before, but hey, had to be cut for time. But I got the thumbs up to keep it this week. After hundreds of MacBook Pro workers at a Quanta plant broke through barriers in protest of tough COVID-19 lockdown conditions, the company has indicated that it is now paying significant increases in an attempt to retain enough staff. All in, the disruption saw the MacBook assemblers' profits halved in the second quarter, and the company said it took more than 2 months to return to full production. That's right, Tycho. Solidarity to them.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I feel like this article title very much buried the lead in terms of what was actually happening here.
What do you mean?
Because it's like they're being paid significant bonuses after a riot back in May, and it seems like so casual. And then I read the article, and I was just like, oh, what they said was, here's what we're not going to do. You're not about to play in our faces today. You're going to stop doing that nonsense. They came up there and said what they had to say and then went home, to the point that the company's like, we will give you extra money, just please. We just need staffing people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like literally everywhere else. Like when I drive down the street and pass by McDonald's, where for the first time ever, we will offer you a $500 signing bonus. I was like, wait, I thought signing bonuses were for NFL players, trying to renew a contract.
Mm-hmm.
So let me find out that like the number 5, the fifth string fry cook at a Burger King is about to get a signing bonus.
I am so happy for them.
But
Bless
yeah.
them.
As Medea would say, sometimes you have to be cool, and sometimes you got to act up to get what you want, and then flip over a tape.
Yep.
Yep.
No,
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
And mind you, right, it was one of those. I had to go and read back to what it was they were knocking down barriers or fighting people for, because these people were not playing.
No, they were not.
Because apparently the barriers were meant to try to keep them in the plant and doing, I guess, whatever work they were doing. And they were just like, oh, we're not about to do that.
Mm-mm.
Click on the first link in the article. It'll take you back to the earlier one in May.
Mm-hmm.
So one, I fucked up.
What do you mean? What happened?
I did hey, share this window, but it replaced my feed with the window.
Whoops.
Yep, I fucked up.
You might want to fix that real quick. Just real quick.
I mean, it's fine. Look, we're looking at the article. Yeah, just keep looking at this article in this mini window real quick while I do that. I mean, you can keep talking. They can see the article. There's the right article up now with the one from May.
Yeah, they absolutely, utterly fucked around, and they proceeded to find out.
But yeah, that was what they were trying to do. They tried to have them live on site at the plant so that they would have people to work there. So they erected barriers to keep them. When lockdown was implemented, they had people, when people came in to work, they put up barriers to keep them from leaving.
Yep.
And these people were just like, not today, Satan.
We getting about this bitch.
And now they got to pay them extra to come back. Love that for them.
I mean, so to also like paint a even more grim picture of things that are going on in China, like they have the strictest COVID policies of anybody in the country. I mean, anybody in the world, excuse me.
Yes.
I was watching the Daily Show this afternoon, because I like to watch all the late night monologues and stuff during lunchtime. What they were doing is if there is a positive case of COVID in a building, they will lock the building with people inside of it.
Yes.
And the example they show that Trevor Noah had showed from earlier, like from last week, was they were trying to lock people into an IKEA. And a similar riot ensued.
Yep.
These people are out here like, you're about to stop that.
I don't know, but I thought about it. I mean, yes, locking people in a building, sure, not the way to go. But of all buildings, I could lock myself into an IKEA.
You say that.
I do. Till all the chargers run out.
Yep.
Don't worry, I'll be the first to get me well, damn, I gotta find a lightning cable, don't I? Because I probably will not have my Samsung with me. If I was just randomly shopping in an IKEA one day. There ain't enough damn it, you're right. That was the other thing that was pointed out. Even though Trevor was saying, like, look, they say you're not supposed to shit in the toilet, but anywho, yeah, solidarity to them, more power to them. How many days can you survive on the meatballs? I don't even remember if I had any of the IKEA meatballs.
Merge, I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there. I'm a whole black person. We will live on samples like every day, all day, twice on Sundays. What do you mean?
But how many of those samples are on site? Like, well, they do there's a cafeteria in there.
Yeah, they do. They have them.
That's right. There's a cafeteria in an IKEA, so they probably do have food in there for a bit.
Like, we have obviously graduated to points in our individual lives where we enjoy a variety of food, but do not get it twisted. If this is my literal survival, keep them samples on time, and I will make sure not to kill you while you keep me in this factory.
But will it be? Because like you could just order a plate of meatballs. Like it's not a sample at that point. Like no, it's just like here's dinner, lunch,
and.
Oh no! I'm saying like because I feel like a sample would be a smaller serving of a meatball. So no, we talking about the real deal, like the whole damn thing.
That's fair.
Okay, just so we know too, just so I'm gonna point this out too. I forgot to organize these, so yes, we're gonna be jumping from topic to topic. So for one, all right, later on in the show too, I will point out in the updates. Yes, Android 13 is out for Pixels. So if you have not upgraded your Pixel device, go do that. So this article was interesting to me, given the fact I thought Android 13 was a ways out, but wasn't released the day this article was released.
Well, damn.
Yeah, it really caught me off guard when like 2 articles later said, "Oh yeah, Android 13 is available." So, what the fuck, huh? Android 12 is running on 13.3% of all devices ahead of Android 13 launch. Now, I understand for a lot of people, this could look like a very, very bad thing for Android, especially when Apple will come out and say, we've got 85% saturation of our latest OS on all of our phones. To which I gotta stop and then ask somebody when they're like, well, Android only got 13% of their latest OS on the phones, and they're about to release a new OS. What's the point? So I can stop them and say, but you're counting phones where Android runs on many more things than phones and is still technically in operation, still phoning home to keep track of this data. Like, I wonder if we cut all that out, what would be the percentage of folks on Android 12 of all modern devices? Which I still feel like will be lower than iPhone, but yeah, 13.3% is not as low as people think it is. It actually looks like it may have jumped up. Okay. Oh, it put me in a new. No, that's not what it did. I don't know. What the fuck? Get me out of here. No, I do not want to share it. Stop. Get me out of it. Oh, now I see what it did. My bad. I got stuck in that image. 26%. I cannot back up that percentage with the source. Just trust me. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find a number that's just devices, but I don't think they included that, or just like phones. But yeah, just trust me, bro. All right. So my source being Tycho, and I won't ask him what his source is. He's saying that 26% of Android devices that are just modern phones is 26%. But if that figure is wrong, it's Ruination Ronin on Twitch. Ruination Ronin on Twitch is the person you need to look out for. Google wants to remind you that using two-factor authentication doesn't have to be a drag.
Today, in the latest of, I suppose, like apparently like a round of just celebrity things where they're just like, no, really, it's okay. Famous people are using two-factor authentication. Obviously, you should. And I'm just like, but in some cases, literal government officials don't. But I digress.
What really caught me off guard by this is the 2FA does not have to be a drag.
Mm-hmm.
And it put me in a I'm not gonna say weird spot, but it had me questioning some things. Because I'm like, okay, so Trixie Mattel obviously agreed to do this. But it's like, but why did we have to make that joke though? I mean, I just
like puns like that, even on the show, are so like incredibly common. It's just like, oh, okay, I didn't think anything about it whatsoever.
Oh, so what?
Yeah.
What show?
RuPaul's Drag Race. That's literally where they're from.
Oh,
Yeah, Drag Race.
Yeah, like so, just like the thing of like, hey, like puns that involve the word drag in it, so common. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, it flows like water. It's perfect because that's the show that she comes from.
Now, see, with that context, it's like, I'm pretty sure if I knew that beforehand, this would have just like, I probably would have ignored this article. but because I didn't, I'm like, I don't know how to feel. Obviously, it's not that bad because Trixie is here, but
You're just like, is that a thing that y'all do? Yes, it is. That's a thing that they do. It's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
All right.
I've seen.
So are we
I've seen one, and it's my first one. That was the one with Gottmik and Candy. What was that? Candy Minx. Yeah.
Yeah. I
That was
had
my
no
first one.
context for this. I'm like, I don't know. Help, please.
No, it's just like, are we okay? This is why, which is, also a reason that I'm here. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Really,
Yeah.
like honestly, yeah, this was a like, Sin, help, please, help me. I don't know how to feel.
It's like sashay away.
Oh,
God,
are we really
you
gonna
know,
get to 2FA conflict? No, this was totally not even about two-factor authentication. It was just about the use of Trixie Patel, and I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, Trixie is like popular. She is as popular as the person who gave her the opportunity. So it's like, yeah.
Thanks,
And she's
for
getting
putting my
paid,
business
so-
out there.
I mean, she's getting them Google checks, so I'm very happy.
Yeah. The only thing that could have been worse is if Trixie said she was Slay House Boots Down.
Okay,
Tycho
so
takes
there's a
those
whole thing
Asian
about
double
that.
takes.
No, like, so there were some people talking about like a couple of things, and they're hilarious. One of them being what happens. This is like basically not black people who try to like talk like black people always
Yeah.
sound like Starfire from Teen Titans, and then they're just like, it's only worse when they try to use like black lingo from Ballroom to say things like this, and I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
But not to open up the old wounds of two-factor authentication and which one's the best, which one's the worst. Still, unless it's SMS and email, two-factor your shit.
Yeah.
Just period.
Two factor.
It's two-factor.
Mm-hmm.
Gmail gets approval to move forward with a plan to ruin its spam filter. Google is hankering to flood your inbox with all the political spam we've clearly been missing.
Okay, so here's my first thing. To call, I have something to send you as a follow-up link. I'm going to drop it in here after I get this little bit out. But it's not just for me in this article that they want to be like, we just want to do spam filters. It's specifically that the reason that they want to do that is for political reasons. Because between the people that are kind of doing all this other stuff, we know which ones are going to be the most aggressive with their messaging. And we probably don't want to hear from them, is the first thing. And the second thing is, haven't we already had a whole Senate hearing about, someone in the tech sector, social media in this case, via Facebook, being on like the way that y'all are handling things could be said to have caused an entire disruption to democracy? And what Google has decided to do so many, not even a handful of years after that fact, is to just go, but what if we allow people to pay us money to advertise directly to your inbox? If the spam filter caught it, there's a reason.
Well, it's not that they're paying to send the email, because email is inherently free. What they're doing is saying, like, spam filters would have caught the political emails. They're trying to figure out a way to make sure that whoever is like that by default political emails can just get through the spam filter, whether you set it or not.
Which, if one of those, but if I wanted those, I would sign up for them. are people who are like it would be a different thing if it was like, hey, we had to do some stuff because people who are signing up for emails weren't getting the emails they signed up for. But if that's not the case, please continue to send us the spam. I did not ask for this.
I mean, because this screams of I use my number to register to vote, and now I get text messages from literally anybody who wants to send a text message to a constituent.
I don't like it.
I will tweet about it every time to where I was interviewed, but I don't think my quotes were used in that particular article. Where it's no, I do not care for this. I did not opt in to be sold anything, whether it's a product or a political thing. Why are you texting me? Well, we have your number as a part of a database when you register to vote. I didn't say you could use it. And there's no way to remove the number. Like, the only thing I could think of is maybe if I re-register to vote and just put a dumbass number on it. Then you reach me at 919-555-5555. It is just nuts the amount of text messages and phone calls and voicemails you get.
You know, it's just one of those, it's Gmail, and I'm pretty sure we're well past this observation, but wasn't there a point in time when their whole slogan was do no evil?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a point in time?
There was. Then it went
Take
away.
me back. Take me back.
Capitalism won't let us go back. Capitalism just won't let us go back.
Certainly won't.
The FCC rejects Starlink's $885 million internet proposal because its speeds are too slow.
Oh, right. Can I just get a quick poll from both our additional co-hosts and our audiences here? Has Elon Musk made a single working thing in his entire tenure?
SpaceX is actually pretty good.
You mean the program that he wanted to extend into just colonizing other planets?
He ain't gotten that far yet.
You just throwing things in space right now.
I appreciate the end of that sentence.
Like yeet, and just yeeting things into space. That's all he does.
So we got cars with detachable steering wheels that people are paying $60,000 for at bare minimum.
No, let's be fair. Detachable everything.
Yeah, everything's broken.
In-car DLC.
I'm trying to act right here.
Yeah.
You
acting
can't
right
make
is
a working.
Acting right is being 100.
Well, listen, I kept these cue cards and I decided I decided for reasons I was not going to be on the argumentative side of stuff this week. So, right? Like, we can't get a working car. You can't get a functional website because you can't make it Truth Social, and you are throwing random things into space because at some point you want to colonize it. Between that,
ship a car into space,
and things I don't know. One, I'm not surprised that this whole thing with Starlink happened. Also, considering that you went and recently ended up in the news in the week that Major was not here, we found out that the whole Hyperloop thing was apparently an entire lie because Elon Musk hates public transit and had no intention to build it when he pitched it, but pitched it so that they wouldn't build public transit to move people around California.
Yeah. They literally put the kibosh on California's light-speed rail
for Hyperloop, which he had no intention to build.
And he had no intentions to do it.
Because he's like, I hate transportation. I hate public transit.
And even if they would have picked it up, it would be at least probably added an additional 5 years to start. So they put the kibosh on it.
Between all of that, there are two things that are happening here. One, I'm not surprised that this failed either. Two, how does anybody in the tech industry with a singular half of a brain cell. Think that this person is a thought leader in this space. I need an answer to this question.
Man is P.T. Barnum without the animals. That's pretty much all he is.
Wow.
He's his own damn circus.
What is wildly embarrassing to me is that people still look at him as a person to emulate, and I'm like, what happened?
That part said, it's like, oh, he is this, genius of our time, this Edison of our age. Edison ain't do shit. So did Musk. Did the exact same thing that Edison did. He just put his name on stuff. Genius.
Stealing shit from Tesla
genius.
again.
How could we
Again.
How could we ever hope to achieve that level of brilliance?
Yeah.
Y'all, please.
I mean, it's the same shit. It's the same shit with Trump.
I don't even want you to share the drugs that you're taking. I don't want you to share the drugs that you're taking.
White and rich and have an ounce of personality, and that's it. And people just like genius. And I'm like,
no. No.
Ooh, not to call. Listen, to call. Hold on. Like the rude. The disrespect here. You're right.
Emotes.
It's the way that Takal said. The only reason why Elon Musk is like is because it makes people on Truth Social sound smart, and it makes Joe Rogan worth listening to for longer than 2 seconds. And you know something? You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He's not.
I'm gonna need y'all to take time whenever y'all get a chance. Go look at Business War. There's a podcast called Business Wars.
I swear, every time.
Yeah, listen to the episodes of Tesla versus Detroit. I'm telling you right now. Are
you getting residuals off of that?
Apparently not, because ain't nobody
like every
listening
other
to it.
episode you keep
If I
talking
was,
about it.
because I'm telling you right now, there is literally a podcast. There's literally a series of that episode that encapsulates everything about what we talk about. And I sit there and I listen to it, and I'm like, that's a good thing. I should bring that up on the podcast. I should bring up this series on the podcast, because it's everything that we talk about, and it's just enough. It's just like well acted and well like choreographed. It's like Musk literally just signing his name, writing a check, and signing his name onto a project that he did not make.
Nope.
That he brought nothing to the table except a check. He was supposed to be a silent partner, but he wasn't silent. He was loud as fuck, and he's been jamming everything into everything. And he's a terrible father, and yeah, he's a terrible father, and even terribler husband. So
I guess one of those. Can you be a bad father if you're not one? I feel like if you have forgotten that you even have a child or what your child's name is, you're like the bars in hell.
When somebody gotta literally ask you about your child and say the name, and the name is the Pythagorean theorem,
like,
and they say it correctly.
Have a child.
Mm-hmm.
You picked a name no one else has, and then didn't know it was your child.
I didn't even know it was your kid. Oh, you talk about my kid? Oh, okay. Are you good? You're not good. So yeah. You could, yeah. They can lose me. They can lose me with musky ass.
Amen. Hallelujah.
It is privilege and nothing else. More money than brain cells, more money than God, and be sitting up here. But only because somebody is dumb enough to keep giving this man money.
Apparently not the U.S. government.
Not the U.S. government, because the U.S. government is going to give it to people who actually have money.
You know something? Let's wait until the Chancery Court has a talk with him, and then we'll come back to that conversation.
Mm-hmm. There are legitimate billionaires that they will give money to. Not Musk. Because Musk ain't got no money. Musk is broke.
Well, speaking of companies that do have money and will probably be $30 million light of it, even though it's probably a drop of the bucket for this company, Apple.
That's the cause questions.
Apple's $30 million employee bag search lawsuit settlement has been given approval. So Apple employees about to get paid.
Good.
That settlement has now been approved by a U.S. District Court judge and will see workers receive an average payment of $1,328, while the lawyers in the case will rake in $10 million.
So, I feel like, just for the sake of asking for the court, how did Tim Apple not know?
Oh, he knew.
I don't think he would so much. Like, all right, because let's
because they said Tim Apple was shook to the core. Like,
so
what do you mean that this
died,
is
so Steve Jobs died in 2011, right?
Yes.
And this case started in 2013?
Yeah. I'd imagine at some point, Tim did not know. Jobs may have knew. But even then, it's still a thing of, because it was happening at such a local level, and they masked it as loss prevention, that nobody was questioning it until it just really became a problem. So yeah, I don't think it was something that was talked about that much because I'm good. I'm not the only one with a gnat.
Yeah, your gnat found its way here. So
Do the internet. Yeah, like I imagine, this would not have made it to the top, and it only made it to Tim because the reports were just coming out. It's not to excuse him for not knowing what's going on in the company, but it explains why. I feel like it still explains why he did not know. And as Merce says, yes, Apple's already made that 30 million back since we talked about it.
Oh, that was probably like some of the, like, their cut from like maybe one app.
Yeah.
Like an hour. So that's what really like ticks me off. It's like you have all these like $1 billion, near $1 trillion companies nickel and diming their poor employees when they could literally be like, especially when you want to be all that whole like, hey guys, we're the nicer, gentler, wonderful corporations. Pay your coins. Pay your coins. You already have all this market share. Go ahead and pay people. Give people their money. Run in their pockets. Stop playing with people like that.
Because what's going to happen is people are going to start crashing through the barriers of your offices, and then you're going to have to run them extra bonuses to come back. Stop playing.
It's all fun and games when people should pull up on Cupertino and be like, the
spaceship is being invaded.
Again,
Merge, like it's a thing of keeping things abstracted away. Because like imagine if somebody were to tell him that. Like I feel like, no, we're gonna stop that. That's not cool. But it's like, hey, like we're doing yes, like our loss prevention is so amazing. And they'll tell them some things about loss prevention, but not everything. And it's also saying too, like, not every store was probably doing this. Like, I do not think this was Apple store policy. But it's more or less like, one Apple store manager hears it from another one. Is, we should probably do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we should implement this over at our store. You know what I'm saying? Just keep the shit in the place. Yeah. It's like, I'm pretty sure there's shit going on in GameStops all across the country that aren't GameStop policy. But once they all meet in Dallas for that GameStop convention, I'm pretty sure there's some thoughts, some tips, some tricks that are being shared between all the GameStop managers. And actually, I want to take that back. I'm not sure if it's exactly in Dallas, but I know it is in Texas. Signal alerts 1,900 messaging users to a security threat from Twilio hackers. I'm telling you, it was a store policy. It was in their store. Oh, really?
So that was it. So nobody was just. So that was a division that whoever was head of them Apple stores was running things on his own.
Or again, maybe they're right. Maybe somebody at the very tippy top did know.
And just wasn't tell Mr. Tim Apple. Keep it Tim in the dark.
No, I'm saying
deniability.
I'm saying that maybe he knew too. I'm willing to be wrong. Do not get me wrong. I am willing to be wrong.
Right. I'm with you on the maybe he knew, maybe he didn't know. Well, it's that whole when did he know? Like how much did he know and when did he know it? And
no, because here's the thing. If that $30 million, you could not have something happen to me where no matter where I work, where $30 million had to be paid to rectify that problem and not immediately have an announcement that says whoever is responsible for this is no longer employed here. That part is missing for me. I need to know who got fired.
Right, because somebody got fired.
Because that's $30 million.
We'll never know. We'll never know who, but somebody got fired. Somebody got fired because $30 million to solve a problem is a lot. It may not be enough to a company, but it is enough to make sure that we should not have let this get as much as it did. That's out the couch cushions for some of these corporations, but that's still a good chunk of money. Like sometimes people be like, "Oh, $300 ain't gonna hurt me," and I make it back within like another check. But if I had to spend them $300 unnecessarily, somebody about to hear about this. When and we look bad on top of it. And people gonna be side-eyeing us for like a week. Yeah, look at these motherfuckers out here and won't pay $30 million and they got all them damn billions of dollars. What the fuck that kind of thing. And the one thing that Tim don't want to look is bad. That's the one thing. Homie, Tim don't want to look bad out here in these streets.
Like, y'all need to understand that number just to be like, let me give y'all a little ballpark over here, right? Mm-hmm. Because you know what's real life is realizing that you now calculate things by how much of your student loans would possibly be paid if you had that amount of money. What are we looking at here?
Looking at who this is. VP
375 times.
Oh, sorry.
375 times. I could pay for my student loans and a handful of other people's 375 times. That is a lot of money. I don't think I would have another material need in life.
So apparently the VP of HR at the time, Denise Young Smith, is on record as saying that there has to be a more intelligent, respectful approach to theft deterrence. This was back in 2015. Apparently she was promoted not too long after that. But then left Apple after making some not great comments. After saying that a room of 12 white, blue-eyed, blonde men could be diverse.
I'm as shocked and surprised here.
Ma'am.
Wait, hold on. Wait, you know what? Nah, I'm good. Y'all can have that one.
Nah, go ahead. You done stuck your toe in.
No, I'm fine. That water is cold and this tea is bitter. I don't want it.
You know what? I'm straight.
Wow,
Thank you
Tycho,
very much.
wow. I am moving on. Stop. That's Stacey Dash.
You know what?
Anyway, back to Signal. Signal alerts 1,900 messaging users to a security threat from Twilio hackers. The attackers used their access to pull up 3 specific numbers. A data breach earlier this month affecting Twilio, a gateway that helps web platforms communicate over SMS or voice. Basically, the company that owns Authy may have had repercussions for users of Signal, the encrypted messaging platform. Today, Signal announced it had alerted 1,900 users that their accounts were potentially revealed to whoever hacked Twilio, and said that the attackers searched for 3 specific numbers during the time they had access. Less Stacey Dash, more like Candace Owens or Omarosa. Wow. The comments, the chat is spicy. And again, I recommend, if you are watching this on YouTube with this gnat flying on my face or listening to the podcast, I do recommend y'all come in here 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/Major Linux. Catch this Twitch chat spice. According to Signal, message history, contact list, profile information, whom they blocked, and other personal data for all users remain secure. However, if someone was among the users potentially revealed and they don't use Signal's registration lock setting that requires their PIN to add a new device, then an attacker could have re-registered their account. And for a summary of the Twilio incident, recently Twilio, the company that provides Signal with phone number verification services, suffered a phishing attack. All users can rest assured that their message history, contact list, profile information, whom they blocked, and other personal data remains private and secure and were not affected. Yeah, Twilio not doing so great. Not doing great at all. Even though we were singing the praises about Authy just a couple of weeks ago. But see, Tycho, I'm not in the Midwest. That's the problem. I'm almost of the feeling that it might have been because I forgot to take the trash out before I went out of town. I hate it. Speaking of Apple and their spaceship campus, Apple sets September 5th deadline for employees to return to office.
Didn't y'all try to do this and had to reverse this like days after the fact the last time y'all tried to run this nonsense, Apple?
I think this is the 3rd time they've attempted.
I'm just going to say this once again for the crowd in the back. Stop playing in our faces. Because y'all going to have one case of monkeypox and it's going to fuck up your entire office. Kevin, you're muted.
I say, don't do it. The pandemic isn't over just because you're over it.
Shout out to Heb on the web.
Yep.
It's the nonsense of it all for me. Like,
yeah.
so we are going to know No, that's actually not what we're about to do. But okay, y'all do that if you want to and see what happens.
Indeed.
You know something that would have you could have taken any of that building and been like, hey, why don't we try making part of this a community center if you needed to use the building that bad? But no.
Wow. Florida airline worker arrested after AirTag reveals he stole thousands of dollars worth of luggage.
Oop.
I'm here for this being our second AirTag article where someone got caught doing some nonsense because of an improperly placed AirTag. Or a properly placed
Yeah, a properly
AirTag,
placed
either
one.
way.
A properly placed AirTag.
So good for them. Also, why are y'all out here stealing people's luggage? What's the reason? You can't wear anything I have in my suitcase. And even if you could, you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
The nonsense. Why?
The nonsense. The shenanigans.
Now, I thought this was funny. Speaking of AirTags, and yes, because it was traveling, I did use AirTags on all my stuff. The signal on an AirTag is really good. To where, as you can see, this is the Find My app on my iPhone. There is no map because I am way in the sky. However, it was enough of a signal to where I could see that, hey, my luggage is with me and can watch it be tracked in real time. So I knew my luggage was with me when I was flying to Denver. Didn't work so much while I was going to Sacramento, but yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. Having these AirTags is a huge benefit when traveling. To make, because like again, now with more and more people traveling, flights being canceled, so much shit going on with airlines nowadays. Yeah, I was not about to take that risk. I did not want to take my bag in. I did not want to have it as a carry-on because it is way too big. Also, again, if you have a bag with wheels, it is a hard shell bag with wheels. I don't give a shit how small it is. Check your bag. Only backpacks, purses, fanny packs, things that are physically on your person should be able to hop onto a plane. It will make things go a lot faster.
I'm going to go ahead and say this to you. You can go ahead and fight me, okay? That little thing fits in an overhead compartment where I put the wheels in such a way that it doesn't bother anybody. If it fits in that overhead compartment and it doesn't bother anybody, I'm taking it on the plane because I refuse to check a bag and then have to deal with nonsense like happened in this article.
I'm a person who's just I'm a person who's just trying to get on and off of a plane.
The bag is literally this big. I can just pull this out and go. That is it.
The amount of people I saw struggling to do that, which was like 100% of the people who tried, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because it slows everything down when they call your group number and you just waiting in a line because somebody is like trying to shove that little bag into the overhead compartment. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. I watched a dude.
Here, I'm just gonna tell you, don't pull up at RDU. If you pull up at RDU, you're gonna find me on that plane putting in my whole suitcase.
I watched a dude. I watched a dude with a similar bag. No, I'm sorry, 3 of the similar bags, same size. Like it was literally the same bag. There's 3 different ones because it was 3. It was like 3 family members. They all had the same luggage. He shoves one in, doesn't go. Was told why. puts the bag in another compartment, takes bag number 2, same make, model, size, everything, shoves it in the same, in spot number 1 that did not work for bag 1. Gives up, moves out 1. Then takes bag 3, same make, model, size, everything, and puts it in spot 1 again. Still not working. Took him 10 minutes.
I blame COVID.
Book bags, purses, laptop bags, anything that is soft and small. I feel like, look, airlines, if you want people to sit there and if you want to make space in your overhead compartments, you want to make people feel good about flying, first checked bag free. It costs you nothing. Remove the barrier. If there is something important enough, if they did. That's the unfortunate part. They did.
Y'all used to do that, and then you decided that you wanted to take revenge on us for a pandemic that we were not responsible for.
Well, they were doing that before then. That was.
Well,
that
depends on the airline. That depends on the airline.
Delta was always charging. Delta was always charging. Cost you nothing.
Because I would absolutely pull all the way up to the turbulent, and they were just like, hey, do you mind if we check that back? We'll check it for you for free. You know something? Free is a correct number for that. We'll do that.
Also
on direct flights only.
Damn, I forgot what the fuck I was about to say. Fuck, I forgot. Shit. Oh, wait. Also, if you have something important enough to lose like that, maybe put that in a backpack. You know what helped me? What made me feel good about having my luggage checked is because if I lost anything in that luggage bag, I could easily replace. My laptop, my medication, all of that was in my backpack that I carried on me, which could have easily moved and gotten in and out of an overhead compartment with relative ease. Jerry, not you too. I'm tired. Kev, what? All right, yeah. So I'm gonna call Kev out. Kev, what do you think? Should luggage bags be checked? Should suitcases with like hard suitcases, wheelie suitcases, be checked? Or should people allow to bring small ones on a flight?
I feel like I am more in tune. If it's bigger than the carry-on, it's checked. If it's medium, large suitcase, it's checked. If it's like book bag, like I say, book bag, messenger bag, diaper bag, whatever, that goes in the carry-on. We don't have any issues. Small luggage, if it fits in the carry-on, it's carry-on.
Crap.
You could do the whole like weight and whatever size. Oh, it's this, whatever, it fits in carry-on, whatever.
There we go. And Amazon, that'll work.
But
so something like this. Something like this.
Got it. See.
Like just for size comparison, yeah, it's something that small.
If it fits in the carry-on, carry on.
No.
If it's not, then it's going to be like,
I will accept that I am the minority in this case.
Right.
But still, just hard pass.
Cause I'm always been pro consumer. Like,
and I get that.
Right.
And that's the reason why I don't take as strong a stance with this. It's just for me personally, it is a nuisance when people are fumbling to put this, specifically this kind of suitcase in there. and it doesn't fit, and it's like, motherfucker, we could just
That's what I'm saying.
we
I'd
could
be
we
like,
could solve the
yeah.
problem if you
Yeah.
made a check bag free. We could solve the problem.
I agree. Now I agree with that. Like a check bag should be free, so that ticks into the whole pro-consumer.
We
bone
can also solve this problem if you take the things that are valuable to you and you put it on a bag that can more easily fit in an overhead bin. Imagine how many more bags we can get in the overhead bin if this rigid case was not taking up space.
I'm sitting here
That's
and I would.
2 or
this
3
is
book
where
bags. That's 2 or
this
3
is
book
everyone's
bags.
personal reminder that most flights are overbooked on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the amount of bags doesn't matter when they're overbooking on purpose. So
They trying
Also-
to pack up them planes,
Which is
and them flights.
horrible. Which is horrible. I hated it.
especially in the middle of a pandemic.
I
It's not
hate it.
ideal.
it's not. So y'all about to get this carry-on suitcase.
So yeah, so if I'm like, hey, I didn't ask to be put on the plane to be jammed in like flying can of sardines. So if I can fit this bad boy in, it's gonna fit, and it is what it is, and it is what it is.
I'm also gonna put this out too, because it's another thing. Because I feel like this is what people are doing too, even though, again, once I'm on a plane, there are some people who don't do it because they bring it on the plane. But there are people who will not check it only to get it checked at the gate, which means they don't have to pay for it. Now, if you even did that, I'll be okay. Because I have no issue with you, because you did not bring it into the cabin.
Right.
It's only the motherfuckers who bring it onto the cabin. And I'm like, nigga, you could have put this on you could put that in a book bag. If it is that important, that could have been in a book bag.
That could have been in a book
like
bag.
For me, I feel like I'm being considerate.
Right.
Because I took the important stuff out. Like, I could have packed all of my medicine in my luggage, knowing that I could have lost my luggage. Even with the AirTag, I could have lost my luggage, and I would not have had my insulin. I would have not had my antidepressants. I would not have had my ADHD meds. And fuck it, I caught that nap.
Yeah.
That's right, that's how we do.
Nat got caught slipping.
He did. But yeah, like I could have put all that medication in my luggage for it to be lost. I could have put my laptop, my iPad, all this stuff in my luggage for it to be lost.
Right.
But what I decide to do is like, no, I need this shit for one reason or another, and I'm going to need it when I land.
Mm-hmm.
So this all goes in a bag that I can easily kind of compress and put somewhere that's easy to take on or off.
Right.
I can sit there, put my bag in, and then go sit down. Because the longest part for me on an airplane is actually getting my fat ass in a seat. That's the longest part. So I don't want to sit there and hold people up by trying to put a luggage bag in there, only to then continue holding people up by trying to get into a seat that my ass can barely fit in. So that's all I'm asking for consideration.
That part, which I agree. I agree with you. Like we are of the mindset of ilk that we would have not had that freaking that hard shell ass thing. We would have had a book bag, not a book bag, yeah, a knapsack of, you know, even though like not even like a hard shell knapsack, but more of a knapsack that would have been more travel friendly, more TSA friendly.
Yeah. And they make those.
And they make those. You go on Amazon, they make them. They're there. But I wouldn't. But you know, I for one wouldn't have been there. But if it's like, you know, Joe Blow from Peoria, and he don't know, and they think he could fit, then it should fit. But I for one wouldn't rock with it, you know. But now he's got to make that choice of, oh God, I gotta have it checked now.
Because I feel like that's even more embarrassing. Like you try so hard, and here comes the flight attendant tapping on your shoulder. Say, Sir, we're gonna have to check it.
You're gonna have to check it. Mm-hmm. And now he's got to make that little song and dance like whoop, the little fail horn.
You
Womp,
know who?
womp,
And
womp.
you know who won't be asked? My black ass with my backpack, because that's what it was made for.
Mm-hmm. That part.
And see, I feel like
That
I'm
part.
being considerate. And that's all I'm asking for. I understand that yes, airplanes and a lot of companies just in general are very anti-consumer, but I'm just saying for your fellow passengers out there who are
Mm-hmm.
flying in the skies, stop putting these luggages in the overhead compartment. You're slowing things down. You are taking up unnecessary space. If you are concerned about the things you may or may not lose, a backpack. It's so much easier. Save the overhead compartments for those who are actually trying to make the world a better place in the skies. And also, thank you, AirTags, for giving me the peace of mind to know that my luggage was making it where it needs to go. I feel like for those who flew with me from North Carolina to Sacramento, which I don't think anybody did, I really think I was the only one who took that direct path. They could rest assured that their luggage made it from North Carolina to Sacramento. Maybe. A bag could have fallen off. I don't know. Mine didn't. It made it. Back and forward. Or back to and fro. What if my Save the World kit is in my hard shell luggage? I'm sorry. That's what a backpack is for.
You know better, Jerry. You always have your Save the World kit with you at all times.
So you put it in a backpack.
But let us continue.
That's
what... But yes, as Sid says, it is great to see articles like this where we are now combating the, oh no, somebody is stalking me, to, oh shit, we're using AirTags for good. And I guess, Jerry, you're just not going to save the world. I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. I make sure mine's portable. I make sure my Save the World kit is portable. They can fit in the backpack.
Sometimes you got to save the world. Sometimes you got to save the world with less.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But let's go to Bob. We were trying to figure out how small we can make our Save the World kit so we can stop putting luggage, hard case luggage in overhead compartments and planes. And get people to use things like AirTags to track the luggage.
Hey there, Barfateki.
See, all right, so Barfateki, when you went to that location, what did you put in your overhead compartment on your plane? Assuming you flew. And while we wait for that answer, I'm going to move over to the next story. Employee claims Apple has threatened termination over viral TikTok video. An Apple employee says that Apple, a company she has worked at for over 6 years, is threatening to fire her over a viral TikTok video she made where she provides basic, common sense, and publicly available tips on what to do if your iPhone is stolen.
It's out here doing the Lord's work, and she got to be punished for it. You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
And apparently, Bafuteki drove to the location, so we do not have any answers for that. But I do have a 1510 Pelican. Okay. I feel like I know what this is going to be. Yep, So this is the carry-on case. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't. I just can't.
Yep.
I just can't.
Jared could put a Save the World kit in that with room to spare.
I can't, man. I still can't. See, I can't. See, I mean, like, look, it's like when you got me between a rock and a hard place, and it's absolutely, It's
gonna be okay.
I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. Book bag or nothing. Right. What we gonna do now, Maker? What we gonna do now?
What gonna do now, man?
It's Maker. Get it right.
I came in too spicy. Yep. Caliente.
Look, that's when I just say, look, all my gear are in Pelicans. That's when I say, look, get a pallet, wrapped it up in some saran wrap, and then ship it.
Pelicans.
The employee Paris Campbell has nearly 500,000 followers on TikTok with over 17.7 million likes at the time of this writing. Until the video last week, Campbell had never publicly identified herself as an Apple employee and said she often shared her work as a stand-up comedian and reaction videos to funny and quirky content posted on the app. A week ago, Campbell responded to another person's TikTok in which they explained they had their iPhone stolen and then received messages from the thieves threatening to sell their private information on the black market. The victim had tracked their iPhone with Find My and found out it was in China. Specifically in their messages to the victim, the thieves tried to convince them to remove the stolen iPhone from the Apple ID account to bypass activation lock. Doing so is strongly recommended against, as they would render that device usable and benefit no one but the criminals. He had a pallet held by customs. Look, we don't know what's in them Pelican stuff. As a reminder, Activation Lock automatically requires users to unlock their iPhone, iPad, Mac, or Apple Watch after it's been erased with their Apple ID password if it's still connected to an account. Without the Apple ID's password or the password used to unlock the device previously, the iPhone in this case is rendered entirely useless. Campbell in her video provides only handy tips for the victim and reassurance that despite the thieves' claim they have access to private information, they don't. Campbell concludes the video by advising the victim to ignore the messages. The video has over 7.4 million views at the time of writing. Now, the thing is, I actually saw this response TikTok before this article came. Well, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people did before the article came out, which I thought was kind of interesting. Just a few days after posting that video, Campbell posted another video explaining what had happened. She said she received a call from her manager telling her that she had breached Apple's policy by publicly identifying herself as an Apple employee. Apple's policy, however, does not limit employees from publicly identifying themselves as Apple employees, but only requires them to maintain Apple's image and reputation in their online presence. Dozens of Apple engineers publicly identify themselves as Apple employees on Twitter, often interacting with the community and sharing their excitement about what they have been working on post-announcement. This is like me never talking about Red Hat. All of a sudden just start talking about Linux on TikTok. And then my manager said, so you're in breach of contract because, you identified yourself as a Red Hat employee? Excuse me. No. Oh my God. Bye, Futeki. You got to stop talking. You will be you legally liable for things. I don't know. You lose your job. They might search your bag. Yeah, this story here just no. What the fuck and why? Like, I don't think there's been already quit. I quit like years ago. Doesn't matter. They can search your Pelicans. You can search all of your Pelicans. If you ask me, reinforcing the public's confidence in Apple's security is not something that makes the company look bad, especially when it reaches 5 million people. If you want to get technical, I've never actually identified myself as an Apple employee until this video. Yeah, and so but Apple be some real dicks about that shit though, about sharing like information that's like common sense. Yeah, I can see that. And like one of my theories was she was sharing information for free, which Apple felt like they probably could have capitalized and made money off of if the user went into a store and started asking questions, and they would have charged her or charged that customer with giving the information. Also, I'm still bitter with Apple. Like, again, when the Mac Studio announcement was super positive about all of it, but then got a fucking copyright strike on Twitch. Make it make sense, Apple. Make it make sense. People trying to be on your side, dog.
Indeed. People trying to love on you, and you won't give love back.
Won't let them be great. This news is for Tykel and Tykel alone. If you do not care about the next story, you can just skip over. Don't even pay attention. But you can get the studio, take this strike though. Right? First USA retail Intel Arc A3080 card is from ASRock, and it is listed on NewEgg. Intel Arc has reached parity with the i740. Retail cards have hit our shores. Yes, you read that correct. Oh, I read that correctly. Yes. Intel Arc graphics are here. Yes. Yes, you are being called out. There is actually a listing on NewEgg for a retail product here in the US, which you can buy with your hard-earned money. The listing is for an ASRock Challenger Arc A3080, which is priced at $139 or $139.99 USD.
Yes. It's coming out. It's coming out.
They are on back order. Releasing on August 22nd, 2022.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. First generation is always going to be rocky.
We've had a lot of Intel and ATI. Well, yeah, ATI was graphics, right? So we've had a lot of or NVIDIA and ATI graphics before we got to our current NVIDIA RTX and AMD RX series cards. So
yeah,
they're going to start putting pressure on AMD and on the GPU side of business.
If they stay at it.
Yeah, that's if they stay at it.
That's the thing though. The first generation of anything is gonna be hard. Like,
I don't know. Like I spent some time with some Intel folks this past weekend, and I mean, again, I don't know. NVIDIA could have similar stories. AMD could have similar stories, but yeah, some stuff I heard, not about current Intel, but Intel of like 10, 15 years ago. I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if Intel stays with ARC and they keep working on they keep working on the GPUs, and yeah, but yeah, there's a card you can buy. It's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is weird. The amount, so the dots on this graphics card look bigger on OBS than they do on my desktop. Like it's like micro mini dots, like pixel sized dots on my monitor, but in OBS it's like huge circles compared to what I see.
Interesting.
That is really, yeah, that's interesting, but I think it's cool. Kevin watched a vid about the A380 yesterday. The bitches were rough. At least it doesn't look as cheap as the RX 6400. That was a positive.
Yeah. Then was some rough benches, and when we were looking at, because I mean it was getting stomped out by like GTX 1650.
But
Super.
I mean, this is $130. This is like $140 card though. I wouldn't have expected it to do much.
Right. I would like your budget A line should be like still pretty good, but again,
like to me, this is like comparing a Pixel 4a to a Galaxy S22.
Right.
Not,
but
in,
it's
actually,
like
that's kind of an unfair.
But it's like it's getting his ass handed to him as it's going.
Look, I'm sorry, I have to admit I have not been keeping up with AMD cards for a while, so let me see what this RX 6400 is.
Yeah, like I say, the benches. Yeah.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is like low profile. Slap it in the Dell Optiplex.
This will give you at least something to use in a PC. This is like if you bought a Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9 CPU, not the APU, and you just needed a graphics card so you can see things because you were planning on just using the CPU and not the GPU for graphics.
No, this is a benchmark. This is a testing GPU to make sure that your slots work. This is just basically like, is my 3080 acting up? Hold on, let me pull out the 6400, slap it in there, and see if I get display. Oh, I get display? Okay, my card's bad. This is just a testing thing. This is something that you slap in an Optiplex from eBay, that you bought from eBay for like $150, so that way you can play a little Fortnite on it.
I kind of like this small little thing card though. It looks like a capture card, but
yeah, it definitely looks like a capture card. It looks like my Live Gamer HD. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna test, here and there, or maybe for like bargain, maybe for Roblox. Like, oh, I'm gonna put this on there and play Roblox with it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you are looking for that Intel Arc GPU,
yeah,
it's now available. Mm-hmm. Or not now available, but
it's in America. You could order it at some point.
Yeah, back order it. It's on back order.
Yeah,
Intel almost exists.
Yeah, it's not like how some were like, oh, I had to order this from China through eBay in order to get benchmarks, because that's what Steve from like Hardware Unbox had to do for his A380 on like a brand that I didn't even hear about called Gunner. And I'm like, okay,
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's familiar, but I had never heard of it.
So, of course, if people did not know, DEF CON was last week. Ooh. I want to say Black Hat is this week. But yeah, DEF CON was last week. Of course, that's an information security conference that's held in Las Vegas. Coincidentally, one of the people who joined me in Sacramento was driving up from Las Vegas that weekend. One of the new things that debuted at DEF CON was the USB Rubber Ducky. No, I did not buy any. Apparently these were bought to DEF CON. They sold out on its first day. Let's see here. The US Rubber Ducky. To the human eye, the US Rubber Ducky looks like an unremarkable USB flash drive. Plug it into a computer though, and the machine sees it as a USB keyboard, which means it accepts keystroke commands from the device, just as if a person was typing them in. Everything it types is trusted to the same degree as the user is trusted. So it takes advantage of the trust model built in, where computers have been taught to trust a human, and a computer knows that a human typically communicates with it through clicking and typing. Already previous versions of the Rubber Ducky could carry out attacks like creating a fake Windows pop-up box to harvest the user's login credentials, or causing Chrome to send all safe passwords to an attacker's web server. But these attacks had to be carefully crafted for specific operating systems and software versions, and lacked the flexibility to work across platforms. The newest Rubber Ducky aims to overcome these limitations. It ships with a major upgrade to the Ducky script programming language, which is used to create the commands that the Rubber Ducky will enter into a target machine. While previous versions were mostly limited to writing keystroke sequences, DuckyScript 3.0 is a feature-rich language letting users write functions, store variables, and use logic flow controls. You know, like if this, then that. That means, for example, the new Ducky can test to see if it's plugged into a Windows or Mac machine and conditionally execute code appropriate to each one, or disable itself if it has been connected to the wrong target. It can also generate pseudo-random numbers and use them to add variable delay between keystrokes for a more human effect. Perhaps most impressively, it can steal data from a target machine by encoding it in a binary format and transmitting it through the signals meant to tell a keyboard when the caps lock or num lock key LED should light up. With this method, an attacker could plug it in for a few seconds, tell someone, sorry, I guess the USB drive is broken, and take it back with all their passwords saved. I'm not sure if this is a tech commandment, but I think it needs to be added if it isn't. Do not plug in random flash drives into your PC. For the love of God.
Don't you do it.
What I find funny about saying that and thinking about some damn, I forget which James Bond it is, but the one with Javier Bardem as the bad guy.
I think I know which one that is.
I can't remember what the name of it was. But Q takes the laptop that he had, that Javier Bardem had, plugs it into the internet, or plugs it into their network, and he hacks the network.
Okay. I think that
Skyfall.
that one is
Skyfall.
Is that one
Skyfall.
Oh, it's Skyfall? Okay.
Skyfall. Because it ends at the house.
Skyfall.
To where, and I don't think this is a spoiler for the new one if you have not seen No Time to Die, but in that movie, Q was presented with a flash drive and freaks the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. As you would do if that happened in Skyfall, then yeah, you would probably be like,
He freaked out with that flash. I'm not doing this again.
Mm-mm.
But what if the random
Not
flash
catching me
drive at
stepping again.
McDonald's has free money or nudes? I really hate that you have to go to BIOS to disable USB drive so people don't do shit like that. It's really dumb. Like I hate it. But of course, like I said, do not plug random flash drives into your computer. Please, just don't. That being said, like that is the only way the Rubber Ducky can really fuck you up. It's not like, somebody can execute Rubber Ducky on your machine remotely. So yeah, just make sure you do not plug shit into your laptop or your computer that you are not familiar where it came from. And two, if you're going to step away, make sure shit's locked up, that, nobody can really just get access to your shit like that. If you come back to your computer and there's a random flash off plugged into it, unplug it immediately. Reboot your machine, take it to IT, do something. Do not log in and continue to do work or try to figure out what that flash drive is. Yes, Tycho, I have been singing that ever since I saw this article. Rubber fucky, you're no fun. What if IT left their computer around? Well, I imagine at that point, yeah, they're just already re-imaging the machine. Is it nope? Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Okay. This was weird. Oh yeah, I remember this website did this before. In entertainment news, Amazon plots to turn surveillance network into a reality TV series. Comedian Wanda Sykes will host a new show called Ring Nation that will feature video captured by Amazon Ring cameras, according to a report on Deadline. Amazon-owned MGM Television and Big Fish Entertainment will produce the show. The show will feature funny and viral content captured by Ring cameras like Neighbors Saving Neighbors, marriage proposals, military reunions, and silly animals. Thoughts? Uh-oh. Did I freeze? No, I see blinking and moving.
No, you're fine.
You're fine.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, nah. No. I know you ain't just a Wanda Sykes anti-black ass. I do not consent. Looking forward to being on Prime Video. Hi, Mom.
Ooh, you know something, to call. We should have said Wanda Sykes on that list of people earlier.
Wow.
So all I could say here for this reality TV show was, one, of course, Wanda Sykes would be on this nonsense. Two, this is America's Funniest Home Videos, because from friendly reminder, those things are recording and can also be used to just send video to local authorities without your consent, if we didn't already issue that reminder today.
No, not today, but it was talked about last week. No, last show.
So, I mean, I want to put that out there too. You'll want to make reality TV out of stuff and be like, hee hee ha ha, and forget that you can just have that sent to the police whenever people feel like it because reasons. I just have feelings about that, especially knowing that there's a handful of other network stuff going on, and we'll probably cover this in a later section of the show, where companies are buying up stuff and then are just very heavily leaning into reality TV as an entertainment form. And I'm assuming that because they can just hide stuff like this that's going on.
Remember, reality TV was born out of the writer's strike. TV producers had to fill time with writers not writing things. So what's the easiest thing to produce that didn't require writers?
But here's the thing, right? Then they're just like, oh, well, it worked this one time. Let's ruin a whole bunch of other things that people are actually interested in to have more of this.
I mean, they just turning into Chive TV at this point.
With no sour cream.
And speaking of nations, Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation is a form of cyber attack.
Who knew?
To which I will
knew?
ask, is this a state-sponsored attack? Have the Rhythm Nation come for our computers? Back in the hazy days of Windows XP, a major computer manufacturer discovered that playing the music video for Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation would crash some models of laptops, and not just its own laptops. In some quirky coding error, it was affecting competitors' laptops too. This is a tale taken from Raymond Chen's blog and book, The Old New Thing, and it recounts a bug fix story told to Chen by a colleague in Windows XP product support. Quote, it turns out that the song contained one of the natural resonant frequencies for the model of 5400 RPM laptop hard drives that they and other manufacturers used. The register has spotted that this fun flaw has been registered as a common vulnerability and exposure. That's really weird. A common vulnerabilities and exposures, or I guess ACVE, by the MITRE Corporation in 2022. Yes, Microsoft resurfacing this fun story, and its fix has actually led to a new vulnerability being registered, and it's still technically exposable. So here's the CVE for it. CVE 2022-38392. Description. A certain 5400 RPM OEM hard drive as shipped with laptop PCs in approximately 2005 allows physically proximate attackers to cause a denial of service, device malfunction, and system crash via a resonant frequency attack with the audio signal from the Rhythm Nation music video.
You're a part of the Rhythm Nation.
This is great. I love this so much. I even think I put it in the exploits channel in the Discord server. Majors.house/Discord for those who are curious. The fact that Janet Jackson could sit there and bring the house down.
Literally. Honestly funny.
This is just great. It is like it was funny on its own that the story was told and oh man, it broke computers. Somebody at work posted a CVE about it, but I didn't check the date. And I was like, there's no way that said 2022, but I had since dismissed it and went on. So yeah, I am actually surprised that they went ahead and submitted an exploit for the year of our Lord 2022 for shit. I mean, well, I guess because technically it still can be exploitable. Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, the crashing sound.
Oh no, that's fine.
I mean, I figured it was like I saw you looking over there, so I was like, all right, I know where it's from. Proof that the music that came out of the 80s was fucking mint. Right?
Indeed.
VPNs for iOS are broken and Apple knows it, says security researcher. Writing on a continually updated blog post, Michael Horowitz says that after testing multiple types of virtual private network software on iOS devices, most appear to work fine at first, issuing the device a new public IP address and new DNS servers and sending data to the VPN server. However, over time, the VPN tunnel leaks data. So apparently what's happening is that even though you turn on the VPN, it gives you a new IP address, and what will happen is any new connections will use the VPN. Anything that was established before you turn on the VPN, we'll still use the old connection and we'll just send data unencrypted. So one of the recommendations they are saying is like, hey, if you turn on airplane mode, turn it back on. Turn on airplane mode, turn it off, and then connect to the VPN. So that way, most of the stuff that you're trying to connect to will then just go through the VPN. It may not catch everything, but it'll catch a lot more than if you just turn on the VPN. But even to that effect, it's still not catching everything. But this is where it gets interesting. Horowitz claims that his findings are backed up by a similar report issued in March 2020 by privacy company Proton, which said an iOS VPN bypass vulnerability has been identified in iOS 13.3.1, which persisted through three subsequent updates to iOS 13. According to Proton, Apple indicated it would add kill switch functionality to a feature software update that would allow developers to block all existing connections if a VPN tunnel is lost. However, the added functionality does not appear to have affected the results of Horowitz's tests, which were performed in May 2022 on an iPad OS 15.4.1 using Proton's VPN client, and the researcher says in any suggestions that it would prevent the data leaks are off base. Horowitz has recently continued his test with iOS 15.6, which is the one that's currently released. Actually, I think it's 15.6.1 now. Installed an OpenVPN running the WireGuard protocol, but his iPad continues to make requests outside of the encrypted tunnel to both Apple services and AWS. As noted by Ars Technica, Proton suggested workarounds to the problem that involves activating the VPN and then, so I had the order wrong. Activating the VPN and then turning airplane mode on and off to force all network traffic to be reestablished through the VPN tunnel. However, Proton admits that this is not guaranteed to work, while Horowitz claims airplane mode is not reliable in itself and should not be relied on as a solution to the problem. And Apple has not responded for comment. So, Apple, what's really good though?
What is really good while we're here? While that's going on, what is really good? Apple, you okay out there?
And that's it for tech news. Who wants some gaming news?
I'm going to say Kevin here.
I'm
Kevin,
ready.
Would you like some gaming news?
I would.
So, yes, as this says up in the top left corner, shots fired. Because, boy, this whole thing between Microsoft and PlayStation over the past couple of weeks has been a very interesting topic of discussion. But back to the Apple thing real quick. Tycho says they're not going to fix it. Apple going to make their own VPN to change people and charge people for it, especially since it's their platform. Isn't that what Privacy Relay is? But not quite. It's like a VPN, but not really a VPN. I hated Private Relay. I think I got it working now, but it sucks. It fucking sucks. So I think this is still more in regards to Microsoft answering questions about the Activision acquisition. But Activision acquisition. That just sounds wrong. According to a recent report, Microsoft has claimed that Sony pays for blocking rights to prevent developers adding their games to Xbox Game Pass. As reported by The Verge, the fairly substantial accusations comes as part of some documents that have been filed with Brazil's national competition regulator, as well as being part of a review of Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Microsoft's ability to Microsoft's ability to continue expanding Game Pass has been hampered by Sony's desire to inhibit such growth.
So I'm going to just take us back through the clock a few months and just be like, these are just a whole bunch of rich people fighting, and we can just let those miscreants scrap and be on our way this afternoon. Because it's just like, oh my God, really? You know something? Let me know when the fighting is done and stuff so we can cheer on whoever won that, I guess.
I mean, I'm just going to, yeah, okay. Sony pays for blocking rights to prevent developers from adding content to Game Pass and other competing subscription services. Bless you, whoever just sneezed.
That would be the apparition.
Stop.
The apparition.
The shadiest of possibilities is that Sony literally does not allow developers it financially supports to put said developers' games on Game Pass, but it could also be a simple matter of Sony paying for exclusive rights for its own services like the recently revamped PlayStation Plus. And there could be some clauses in certain publishing contracts that stop the games appearing on Game Pass or other similar services. Which makes sense. We will pay you money to not just to be exclusive on PlayStation. Oh wait, never mind. Nope. I'm sorry. I processed it a little bit more, and now I understand where it's insidious. It's not so much that they're making it exclusive on PlayStation, but say we will give you money to not agree to Xbox allowing your game to be on Game Pass. So I guess it's like no, because shit, fuck. I need a multi-platform title that doesn't belong to EA, Ubisoft, or Activision. Yeah, that's really hard, isn't it? A day-and-date multi-platform title that is not EA, Activision, or Ubisoft. Dying Light. Thank you. Okay, all right, title here. Dying Light. That's like if PlayStation paid the devs or the publisher of Dying Light to not put their game on Game Pass. They said, look, you can release it on Xbox all you want, but we will pay you more to not go on Game Pass.
Yes.
I feel like Monster Hunter would not appear on Game Pass. Well, actually, Monster Hunter is on Game Pass.
Yes.
Or it has been. It has been.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been on Game Pass.
I feel like Elden Ring would also. Okay, so now with Elden Ring, I feel like Elden Ring would not because it is a Japanese developer. The From Software is Japanese. I feel like they would not do it. Like a lot of shit that is on Game Pass now is mostly Western development, or like Western studios and shit. And we already know the East and West who run shit. But yeah, like some of it I feel like are business things, but yeah, like I feel like the shadiest thing would be for PlayStation to pay developers, pay publishers to at least not go on Game Pass, or just solely not to go on Game Pass. To ruin the offerings of Game Pass. Like, we know that more people won't play your game, but we will give you money so that way it won't hurt as much. People will want to pay $60, $70 for your game if it's not on Game Pass. Isn't that better than just, a constant stream of income? Come on. But yeah, otherwise, like, I feel like it's like, it's like exclusivity and shit, which I feel like is not that big a deal. And then again, most of the shit will end up on Game Pass anyway. Like, already rumors are surfacing that Death Stranding is going to appear on Game Pass, which I doubt, but yeah, Ruin, they have. Both companies have been paying for time DLC. It's stupid. If PC can't have it first, then I don't care. But in more news out of these regulatory filings, Microsoft, we're finally putting this to bed. And the way it's being put to bed is like, wow, I didn't even realize it was that bad. Microsoft finally admits Xbox One sales were less than half of the PS4. Microsoft got fucking mollywopped the last generation.
And it was all Don Matrick's fault.
I am willing to put the blame on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
That press conference in 2013 did him in.
It did.
This is how you share a game.
Yep. And literally the nerve, the barefaced balls of that man saying like, "Oh yeah, you could totally play old games. It's called the Xbox 360." And I'm like, "Wow." And he said he did, and here's the wild part. He didn't say it to Destin Laguerre, or he didn't say it to like Gershman. He said it to Keeley. And that's when it really truly took off.
About our men and women in uniform.
Yeah,
I believe like the question was like, what about like military personnel who don't have access to an internet connection?
Yeah. Oh, that man, I tell you, the absolute and utter nerve of that dude. They lost a whole market share of a whole console. They didn't take a shellacking that bad since the 360 Red Rings.
And even then, that was easy to fix.
And even then, it was that easy to fix. So they just had to throw money at the problem. They had to anybody who had one will get it fixed.
Wait. Is someone paging Anka for this?
No, nobody call Anka for this.
Oh wait, hold on. Oops, sorry, wrong thing. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me. Mm-hmm. Oh no! Oh wait, no, we can't. She's busy right now.
Yeah.
She's in RP, so we can't bring her over.
Yeah.
But hey, I'll tell you what. Anybody who's watching this, tweet at her. Just constantly just tweet at Anka. Is this you?
I mean, take a whole clip of this and then tweet the clip at her.
This you? Xbox is you? Yeah, I would have loved to have heard Anka's thoughts on this.
Same.
I mean, as somebody who is, for better or worse, team Xbox when it comes to consoles at this stage of the game, yeah, at the beginning of this, if we're going to do console war BS, I was PS4. But yeah, and just honestly, just looking at it objectively, yeah, Don Matrick and that Xbox team back in 2013 really just shot themselves in the foot time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
And even to this day, it's still a thing of, I cannot play my Xbox. I can't play digital titles on my Xbox without an internet connection.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Lost a lot of market share simply because the shenanigans. And that sucks though.
Why would you want to take your console anywhere else? That's crazy. It's supposed to be the center of your living room. It's supposed to stay there with an internet connection. Come on, guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To where they had to roll that back before the console came out. The absolute gall and nerve of that man. Absolute gall.
Sony no longer reports PS4 shipments, which means lifetime sales sit at 117.2 million as of March, While Microsoft hasn't provided a concrete sales number for Xbox One, its admission means that the company must have sold less than approximately 58.5 million units. That lines up with market research from Ampere Analysis in 2020, which put the install base of Xbox One at 51 million units at the end of quarter 2 2020. Nintendo Switch currently sits at 111.08 million lifetime sales and looks set to pass the PS4 later this year. Was this it? Yeah, it is. Because I have to share this. I have to. I have no choice. What am I looking for? Cable input.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
PlayStation.
I remember seeing that in the middle of the PlayStation conference because like somebody just tweeted about it right in the middle, and I'm like, damn, how you sucker punch somebody in the middle of a fucking conference, bro?
That whole Sony conference is like, yeah, we ain't doing
Worldstar.
all that shit. Gang, gang. And it was like, you not gonna share. They can be on offline. They can do this, do that, and they lost a lot of momentum from that. Any momentum they had, they lost. That Xbox One was a wrap. Hey, DD,
What's going on, DD?
DD.
Bro, this was like only a couple of years after they got hacked. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that, like thinking back to that PS4 conference back in 2013. I remember saying, oh my God, like it's like, yo, Sony, Microsoft is dead. Stop. And of course, now with TikTok and other media, I'm sort of thinking about that Batman meme. Where like Batman's like punching him to death. It's like, do you want what he's having?
Yeah.
And the Invincible meme. Where so like I think it's like Sony as like Ultraman. So think Xbox think.
Look at what they could do with only 1/10 of our power. It's like wild.
So they were struggling bad before the PS4 dropped. I think Microsoft saved the company with that conference.
It really did, because the way that I feel about PS4 is like, yeah, I am not a true fan of PS4 at all. The only reason why I bought my PS4 is because like Spider-Man, Horizon, and Uncharted 4. Really just to play Uncharted 4.
And now it's just moot.
Not some like it's moot now because like
They're on PC.
it's like a lot of the games are on PC, and if I want to play them again, I can just play them on PC if I'm inclined to do so.
And why is that, Kev?
Because I have a badass PC now.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Merch.
There you go.
Thank you, Merch. Because it's like it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a absolute wrap. So now it's just like wait for Forbidden West to come out, wait for Miles to come out, wait for Ragnarok to come out, which I'm not playing, which I'm probably not gonna play any of the God of War games. But wait for them to come out on PC. And it looks like Sony is making the initiative to do more PC games, like more of their games on PC. Yeah, I know. I
don't have a specific article to that, so you might be okay. You might be okay. So yeah, come on, we got built the suspense. But you're right. I don't think I have an article to that. Tycho did share one though.
Right. So it's a good chance. I'm just going like the PS.
Again, they got Nixes. Nixes. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
if Rift Apart comes out on the PC, it's a wrap. It's
Yeah,
a wrap.
that's a wrap at that point. Like,
Because
that one game, all right, we're done here. We're fucking done.
we're finished. And the others, a wrap. If they make a PC,
Well, technically, I mean, I feel like they're
cracked in time.
I feel like
it's a wrap.
I feel like they're there when they put Uncharted on it. And he's gone. He'll never know what I said. But yeah, I feel like they got there with Uncharted because that was like a super duper PlayStation title. Like, I feel like Horizon even though it's still Guerrilla Games, I feel like Horizon was still too new for it to
All they got to do is make these. Cracked in time.
I don't think they're gonna go back.
PC.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that.
And Ratchet Clank. Hey, anything's possible at this point.
I mean,
anything's possible at this point.
I would really be interested to see what a PS3 port would look like, given how how it was coded to work with that architecture. I feel like if we're going to see anything ported to PC, it'll be PS4 or later.
Hey, either way, I'm fine. But guess what? I'll give them my money. If I get one or both.
If you get Ratchet and Clank, it'll probably be the new one.
I mean, and again, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
And Ruin, the only reason why Tlu is coming to PC like that is because it was ported to the PS4.
Right.
Which means it's running on x86 architecture, which makes it easier to port to PC than it would be if it was coming straight to PS3.
For $70. But here's the awesome things. Games on PC get cheaper.
They have a lot more sales. I mean, well, it depends on where it is. There are a lot more sales on Steam than there are on Epic, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they will get cheaper.
Tycho, I'm gonna tell you something. Emulating PS3 on PC now is really difficult. It is really difficult to do. It's not great.
Well, if I can find emulation, emulation for these,
I forget what it is. I forgot what it's called. PS3,
especially this one. If I can emulate this one, the wrap, sir.
Yeah, like this right here. The RPC S3. Excuse me. Damn. Yeah, this right here, like, it works, but I heard that it is still rough.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's nice to see that it's on Mac OS.
Mm-hmm. Because if I can emulate off that, even if it's a Blu-ray, I will find a way to like hook up a Blu-ray drive to this sucker, and I will. Because when I tell you this is my favorite Ratchet game, and when I say Ratchet, I mean Ratchet and Clank game. This is my favorite game. Is this one? I beat this one twice. This is how much I loved it. I beat it again. I beat it twice. I loved it the first time. Had to play it again. If my PlayStation 3 worked, I would be streaming this. I love that game.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. All right. Looking at this now, looking at the requirements for it, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Not that bad.
It's not that bad. But I want to say it was Digital Foundry that was having some issues with PS3 emulation with their systems. And that's kind of where I was basing that off of.
Also, check out another guy. His name's ETA Prime. He does a lot of emulation and open source stuff.
Oh, this works on Linux and BSD too.
These source code and dev kit with history. Now, they would be able to make it more official. I'm with Tycho on that. I'm with Tycho on it.
Can only hope.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping. I'm putting hope out. nothing is impossible. Anything is possible. It's just
Oh my god.
we have to like
I'm sorry,
politely and respectfully yell louder in their faces.
I am just now realized that it is going to be very, very easy to do this. Like, I actually could follow through on this whole project. Because it's one thing like for old like retro consoles that were cartridge based, and you'd have to have special hardware to do that, like to dump ROMs from it. But I forgot that a PS3 is disc based. And all I need is just a DVD drive or a Blu-ray drive.
Blu-ray drive, most likely.
And those are very inexpensive to come across, or like relatively inexpensive to come across.
They are not. They are just a little bit more expensive than DVD burners, but outside of that, they are not that expensive. Even then, it's not that expensive. I'm gonna do a quick NewEgg search.
I mean, like, and the thing too is like it will be legal. That is the biggest hurdle for me, is the legality of it. And if I could just dump the game, like I could just go on eBay, Amazon, whatever, like whoever has a PS3 game is like, look, can I just can I buy this to dump it? I don't need to play it. Granted, I have a PlayStation 3 sitting in here, but like if I want to play this on PC, Tycho, you're right. I'm not. Oh my goodness. All right, I need to stop because all of my projects are on hold. I cannot afford to do new projects right now. I might have to put that in my back pocket.
Yeah, the
I mean, it
cheapest
won't stop
one.
you, but you can't.
Huh?
Yep.
It won't stop you from trying, but you literally can't.
I
Yep.
can't. I cannot.
Cheapest one I've seen is like $66.
That's not
LG.
bad.
It's not bad.
But
The
it also
most
has to be on that
expensive.
compatibility list too. So there's
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah, the
I'm
most.
pretty sure like there aren't that many. Like it seems like it was an extensive list of Blu-ray drives, and I imagine there are not that many external drives that exist.
Mm-hmm.
Sony is a magnificent company with a history of good-ass products. I won't even get into my love for mini disc.
I love mini disc. I love my mini disc
I
player.
hate that I missed out on that. I'm just too young for it. I just missed on mini disc. I saw them. It's like, man, that is cool. But
was
by the
so
time I got
good.
old enough to get to my own personal media devices, it was like, all right, everybody's using CD players.
It was like the compatibility of a cassette and the like track list of a CD player, and they were rewritable. Oh, and they were portable. They were better than discs, although they did kind of skip a little bit. Some, I think, beyond like activity.
Was it mini disc was still magnetic tape though, right?
No, it's the disc.
Oh, that's right. Well, it was optical. It was optical.
It's an optical drive disc.
Yeah.
It's an optical disc
Encased in plastic. So the
encased in
precursor to
plastic.
the UMD.
Yeah, the UMD. Yeah.
The only thing is though, Blu-ray's reading speeds are terrible. Look, that's just a weekend. That's just a weekend of me sitting around and just dumping disc all day. But I can't.
We can't.
I can't.
That's a future project when we have no future projects to future project.
That's a future project when the money is flowing again.
Yep.
Y'all told me I should go on my anniversary vacation with my wife, and that's what's bleeding me dry.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That and the Mac Studio.
Mm-hmm.
The Mac Studio kind of fucked me up too.
I think we were more like the anniversary trip than the anniversary trip than the Mac Studio.
Well, the Mac Studio was here first. Like that's the one that triggered it, but like because like everything else didn't trip off until the end of the month or like the beginning of the month when my anniversary was. So like I'm also spending money that I thought I had but did not. Anywho,
Yes.
for things in my budget, free games. Steam lets you
Free
add
game.
free stuff easily now, and it is absolutely majestic.
Oh.
Now, TLDR on this one, you can find a free game and just click add to library, not install. You do not have to install the free game to claim the free game.
Mhm.
Also,
That's
it will
awesome.
help you in finding the free game in your library as opposed to, like searching for it in the store to re-download it.
Yes.
Also, for me, when I want to download a free game, or if I want to just add the free game to my library, I do not have to worry about the hard drive constraints I may run into,
Indeed.
which I am prone to run into.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of PlayStation games on PC, Spider-Man Remastered second biggest launch for PlayStation Studios on PC. Oh shit, you're right. That would make Steam the Steam player a little bit better because you could just claim it on your library. It'll show up anywhere else without you having to download it to your PC. Fuck, I did not realize that. But yeah, that's genius. Ruin. Didn't you just not hear my whole rant about I'm broke? Everything's on hold.
But what if you weren't though? That's the question that's being asked.
Yeah. What
I mean, if
you
I
were not broke?
wasn't, I would have had this and would have been playing it by now.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. We can find out, but yeah, Spider-Man Remastered second biggest launch for PlayStation Studios on PC. To which I will say, Sony, it's obviously working. Let's put up Ghost of Tsushima. Let's do it now. Come on. This does not hold up the inevitable.
Mhm.
Of course, Kev was hinting at it, and like I said, Taiko put in an article in the Discord server where data miners have actually gone into this game and they have discovered that there is a potential for a Sony or a PlayStation PC launcher. So I'm hoping that will open. I mean, granted, it'll be yet another launcher I have to install on my PC, which honestly I have no real qualms with. But it should open the door for like the likes of Ghost of Tsushima, Ratchet and Clank. Dare I say even Gran Turismo? To play Gran Turismo on a beefed up PC. And if they could even launch that before Forza Motorsport releases, whew. Yes, Lord. I will have it. I will have it all. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, please make that on reality on PC. Nixes, I am looking to you to make sure that gets done. Ruin, what did you do? Yeah, these notifications will put anybody on front sheet, just so you know. Like the whole stream saw what happened. Ruin might have just saved me from Vampire Survivors. Even though, man, I've fallen back in love with Wargroove. when I was on vacation.
Good.
I did. I forgot how good that game was. I hate that I put that up. Like, I am now thinking about that at night when I go to bed. Like, I am now taking my Switch to bed again, which is something I've not done for a while, if ever.
Yeah, I gotta blow dust off of my copy.
But I swear, if they put Vampire Survivors on fucking cloud gaming, it's gonna be a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a wrap for me. It's like that's it. Like, zero productivity from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere I go, Vampire
Slap
Survivors.
the backbone. Slap the backbone on it. It's a wrap.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, by the way, I am still working on this. Is how far behind I am. I have actually recorded that review of the Pixel 6a. I need to edit it so I can upload it. And it was something I was supposed to do while I was on vacation or while I was away, but never got a chance to. I'll get to that in a bit, but I do want to say that I have now chosen my Pixel 6a as my work phone. It will not be my dedicated gaming phone. I'm now leaving that still to the Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus as like my personal Android device. Speaking of things that are in places where maybe it shouldn't be, Doom is now playable on a tractor.
Interesting.
As Wired reports, a hacker known as Sick Codes presented a new jailbreak for John Deere and company tractors at the DEF CON security conference in Las Vegas. Digital locks are imposed on vehicles by manufacturers, preventing farmers from modifying and repairing their own equipment. The right to repair has proven controversial in the farming industry, but Sick Codes has found a workaround. Quote, farmers prefer the older equipment simply because they want reliability. They don't want stuff to go wrong at the most important part of the year when they have to pull stuff out of the ground. So that's what we should all want to do. We want farmers to be able to repair their stuff for when things go wrong, and now that means being able to repair or make decisions about the software in their tractors, end quote. Naturally, though, the first thing to test the jailbreak was to install Doom.
As one does.
The tractor now joins the likes of Twitter, a fridge, and a pregnancy test as capable of playing Doom.
We really do have too much free time on our hands as a species.
But again, I will support the shit out of this. It's one thing to figure out, all right, what devices can play Doom, but if it's in the spirit of giving farmers the ability to repair their own shit, because like we can sit here and complain that, you know, we should be able to repair our iPhones or our Samsungs or our computers, this, that, and the third, our consoles, which are locked down in their own right. It is egregious, these steps that John Deere has taken to keep farmers from fixing their own fucking tractors. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the McDonald's ice cream machine is built up similarly to where McDonald's had to sit there and file a cease and desist against a dude who was going around selling his services repairing the ice cream machine. So I'm all for old McDoom guy, because now that means that farmers can actually fix their shit like they want to. And yes, Jerry Bun, a pregnancy test. I had to dig deep into it. Oh, this is the same dude who does the floppy drive thing. Maybe not. I don't know. I've seen the name Foon before. Oh, he is definitely hacking something else. What is this? Is this a voting machine? Oh no, it's a tablet from Itronics. Okay, so it's not a voting machine, but it's an interesting looking tablet. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is the same dude who does the floppy drives, but yeah, here he is playing Doom on this pregnancy test. So yeah, we're here. We are now in the future. We can download games to pregnancy tests. Well, play a game while you wait. But back to Spider-Man on PC news. The world's biggest mod site bans mods replacing pride flags. We don't want to and won't argue, as there's another gnat flying in my house, this with you. Following community drama around a Spider-Man mod, Nexus Mod says enough is enough. Oh, there's been an update to this. Another major mod site, ModDB, has also removed the mod and banned the users involved. A statement from ModDB has been added to this article. Cool. Spider-Man Remastered recently launched on PC, and Insomniac's excellent web up instantly attracted the attention of modders. This unfortunately included an individual who took offense at the game's rendition of New York City, including some pride flags among the absolute plethora of American ones. They created a mod that removed the pride flags, replacing them with the stars and stripes, then uploaded it to Nexus Mods using a sock puppet account called Mike Hawk.
Of course.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Nexus Mod is arguably the most popular centralized mod database online, with a nice clean look, a good community, and all the functionality a PC gamer could wish for. Nexus swiftly removed the mod and banned the modder's stock puppet and main account. The sanction led to some community drama about whether someone innocent had been punished. The people who ran Nexus Mod subsequently decided enough is enough when it comes to this stuff and have addressed what went on in a new blog that sets out clear guidelines for the future. Quote, the fact that the user needed to make a sock puppet like a coward to upload the mod showed their intent to troll and not that they knew it would not be allowed. Had they not been a coward and had they used their main account instead, we would have simply removed the mod and told them that we did not want to host it, only banning them if they re-uploaded it again after being fairly warned. The creation of the sock puppet removed any doubt and made it a very easy decision for us. Both the sock puppet account and the user's main account have been banned. Quote, if we think someone is uploading a mod on our site with the intent to deliberately be against inclusivity and or diversity, then we will take action against it. The same goes for people attempting to troll other users with mods deliberately to cause a rise. For our part, we will endeavor to do a better job moderating our website to this ethos ourselves. We don't want to and won't argue this with you. We've now explained our stance, and we won't be providing a platform for you to distort our position in order to feed an irrational and paranoid narrative. You can do that elsewhere where we won't care enough to read it. If this policy upsets you, if we've broken some moral code of conduct as a business, that you can't accept, then please delete your account, bottom option, and move on as we will.
Not them also including a direct link to the delete your account button. Listen, you know what? Bravo. Good for y'all.
Several hours after the Nexus mod blog post, another major mod host, ModDB, also removed the mod and banned the users associated with it. ModDB is an inclusive environment for all, and we do not permit targeting marginalized groups. Our content moderation is largely automated, but when identified, we have a zero tolerance policy for this kind of content.
I love to see it. I love to see it. This is, I just need, this is when we say, like, you know, that energy all year round, we mean things like this. Good for y'all. Moderating your stuff. We love to see it in the year 2022.
But my free speech, motherfucker, this is a private entity. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I mean, they did not impinge on your free speech whatsoever. They said, we heard you. We would like to not hear you. Please go elsewhere. Leave. Exit. Expeditiously.
So, yeah. Shout out to Nexus Mods and ModDB. And like, I mean, they bring up a very valid point. It's like, if he wasn't a fucking coward to create a dummy account just to do this, listen, they would have removed it and would have moved on. But nah, it's like you intentionally did this so that way, because like, you knew how bad it would look and you knew what would happen.
And see, I think that's the part about people being like, did someone innocent get punished? Listen, the people who do this did that intentionally. You created a whole separate account for that nonsense. Get out of here.
But see, what I think it was too, like, it caused that confusion because nobody saw this account before. It's like they posted this one mod. Like, wait a second, how you gonna just ban him for one mod? I said, no, dog, like, this definitely belonged to that guy over there. He fucked around and he found out. Kev, are you ready for the embracing?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's great, because the Embracer Group has embraced all of Middle Earth.
It's so aggressive. Why is Embracer buying everything? Didn't they just like buy 19 companies or something like that, like a handful of months ago?
They just bought 7 more.
So that means we'll probably get a functional game, Lotor game. More acquisitions. More acquisitions.
I am shocked. So 4 of the game companies acquired by Embracer are Tripwire Interactive, known for Man Eater and Killing Floor. Tuxedo Labs, who are known for Teardown.
Mm-hmm.
Scenetrix, the karaoke company formed by former Guitar Hero devs.
Ooh.
Limited Run Games.
Uh-oh.
I am upset.
I am shook.
That's a home company. They just opened a store.
Mm-hmm.
I've not been in the store yet because everybody was there. I don't think it means no more Killing Floor. I think it just means that Embracer just owns Killing Floor now. But Limited Run Games, bro. What are we doing? Yeah, well, I guess it means nothing now, but Killing Floor 2 was available for free on Epic a couple of weeks ago. They're going to EA that shit. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
In the end, there is only Sony, Microsoft, and Embracer.
Mm-hmm.
Embracer also announced they're forming a new operating group called Free Mode that's dedicated to retro, classic, and heritage gaming. It's led by Lee Guinchard, a former VP of hardware at Activision Blizzard, who oversaw work on Guitar Hero and Skylanders during his time there. Free Mode will operate Singtrix and limited run games. Yep, that makes sense. On behalf of Embracer, while Saber Interactive will steward Tripwire and Tuxedo Labs. Through Free Mode, Embracer have also acquired Japanese arcade specialist Tatsujin in the back catalog of their former Masahiro Yuge, from the back catalog of their founder Masahiro Yuge from Toaplan Studio. Sweden's Bitwave Games, another acquisition, are bringing Toaplan's shmups to PC. Embracer also announced that Free Mode have acquired gaming accessory manufacturers Geotech, or Geotech, I don't know. Just sit up here. Prepare to be embraced. I don't want to see TTT was acquired by Embracer. I mean, for all we know, Anchor could get snatched up. Anchor could get snatched up. Spotify can get snapped up today.
Listen, if they want to put that amount of money into my hands at any point in the course of my natural life,
you know, I wouldn't mind being embraced for that.
We will add another T to Tech Talk Thursday, something else with a T, and keep it right on moving. The Tech Talk Thursday triad. I don't know. We're gonna do that and just keep it right on moving.
And it makes no sense with 4
Tech Talk
T's.
Thursdays.
It makes no sense with 4 T's. The Tech Talk Thursdays triad with 4 T's.
But there are 3 of us. There you go. Oh. This is what the triad is for.
Kev, if you were paid, I'm gonna just put a number out here because it's the one I can see. $300 million. Would you care to be embraced?
Possibly. Because
300, how many dollars?
300 million.
Mm-hmm. Depending on the IP and the franchise that you make, yeah.
I mean, it's Embracer Group.
Yeah.
Again, I'm only going to say be embraced with the Embracer Group. It doesn't work with anybody else. So if you were embraced for $300 million.
Mm-hmm. Because like I say, that money goes direct.
I mean, yeah, that's like 100 million. Yeah, it's
mil.
100 million between the 3 of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that goes in the operational costs plus whatever capital it costs.
No,
I think as long as
Kev, I'm saying if we were embraced as a podcast for $300 million.
Oh yeah.
Not as a game studio. I'm saying Tech Talk Thursday was embraced for $300 million.
Yes.
This man out here trying to run a studio real quick.
What denomination will the bills be? Will they be crisp and freshly printed bills?
Look, I just need you to spread them so that that way all 100 million is equally insured by a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know what? You don't even have to give me the full direct 100 million. If you could just pay me $1 million a year.
Make that 2.
Like, if you split it up to where I can just easily spend it, where I don't have to worry about it. I don't need it in one lump sum. And I don't care if I don't get the complete 100 million. I just want to live comfortably and just like, you know what? I want to buy something and not have to think about how much it costs.
I would be a literal menace. I need y'all to understand. If I ever got that amount of money, the speed at which I would pick up and leave the entire country immediately. Because at that point, I can afford to take me and all of my folks and just go. Like, immediately.
Yeah. But see, I'm also thinking, is there something I can do with $100 million that would show up Elon Musk? Probably not, because he still has more money than that, but
Not enough to buy Twitter, apparently. He's settling for less money than you would have received from this deal. You understand that, right?
no.
No, wait, hold
He's
on. Sorry,
settling
they're in
for
the billions.
more.
Never mind.
Yeah,
no, it's billions,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
billions.
Never mind. I made this mistake the last time we were here. But yeah, you know something? I don't think Elon
Do you
is
think
something
having
we have to
$100
worry
million will then put you in the interest of Sony and Microsoft fighting over who is getting exclusives? Does that put you in the rich people fight territory, to where you have to care now?
No, that would put me in the let me buy more expensive snacks and beverages to have while the miscreants are fighting.
So it's just now a can of caviar, like a plate of beluga caviar while they're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
What? All right. So the question is, what social bracket does $100 million put you in?
Social bracket?
Because I imagine, like, at this point, it's like celebrity. It's not CEO or like founder of company. It's not going to put you up there with Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk.
I'm thinking around about like trust fund baby, possible between like higher than trust.
Tycho is right. Yeah, that do still put you below.
So it would put me in this. It would put me in this triangle where the triangle is like
NFL and NBA players
recently, like performers, like relatively newly famous performers, relatively
first
new
contract
famous
signing,
athletes.
So fresh first contract signing,
first major contract signing. Yeah, like right around there.
Damn, Jerry's like trust funds babies have more. Fuck. So we still out here being broke as shit with $100 million.
Like Jerry Bud said, "Oh, y'all got a cool $100 million. Y'all all right, I guess. I guess that means y'all can go to brunch now and not have to worry about
we
it.
We can afford to take a gas."
God, one take of gas. Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Wow,
y'all
not even sure if it's B-list.
Y'all might not need to have insurance if something happens and you have to go to the hospital for an hour.
Wow,
like that.
Like trash tier celebs, like wrestlers.
Wow. That's
the way my dreams are being fucking dashed right now. Like, I thought I could just show up to the Met Gala, but nah. Like, nigga, nah, bro. You still can't even look at the Met Gala for $100 million. But you know what? I will at least take being comfortable. Like, okay, I'm not a celebrity. I'm at least comfortable.
Well, you know something? I'm going to be real about that. If I really did get that much money, the first thing I would do is, one, shut the entire hell up about it. But two, would be like...
Well, what if it's announced? What if it is announced that Tech Talk Thursdays was acquired by the Embracer Group for $300 million?
I'm going to tell you about this. Y'all better be reading up on the Embracer Group because you're not going to hear it from me. I'm going to go find somebody who knows what to do when you acquire a lot of money and deal with like the legal ramifications to prepare for these taxes because they're coming for them. Yeah. And then after that, be like...
As somebody who will be newly rich, I will not mind paying my taxes. Merge says, guess we know what TTT's exit strategy is. Get money and get the fuck out the country. Not a bad look. I don't know. I think I still might stay. I'd rather go with the devil I know. Bless you.
Bless you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna be rich, and you ain't never gonna know.
Like, that's it. Like, if you hear about me from Twitter, it'll be like, I just got this new plushie. I'm very happy about it. Yeah. I'm not gonna be up here doing. Y'all will not see another hot take from me as long as I have days in this world. Not another one. Not about nothing.
I still think I would make. Well, my hot takes are different. Like yours have ramifications with it. Mine are like, I don't know. I think macaroni and cheese is trash. And
Yeah,
whatever happens from that is whatever, but it's not like it's consequential to anything. You,
I
on
would
the other
say-
hand, will draw ire from somebody who hates you just for existing.
Period. I will just tweet something and turn the replies off if I have anything to say. There will be like I'm not debating y'all at that tax bracket.
Made you be excited you could chill with LL Cool J, Pitbull, Nicki Minaj?
Okay, no. Let me hear.
I feel like Nicki Minaj is above LL Cool J and Pitbull. I wouldn't mind chilling with those two though.
I'm hanging out with Megan. Anyway, here's what I'm going to say.
Again,
I'm with Megan.
Are we in that tax bracket though?
Megan and Lizzo.
Are we in
We're
that tax
there.
bracket?
100 million? Yeah, we are.
100 million.
Also, I think they're just cool like that anyway. They wouldn't care.
We
So we
would
can
be
afford
able
to get like
hang
the
out with-
VIP backstage passes and then okay, yeah, y'all cool people.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
you know
would
what?
meet. We would
I know
meet
what
them.
we can do. I know what we can do. We get become Jesus and Meryl and a third person. And then that's how we get there. Figured it out. That's right. When we get embraced, we're gonna be out here wilding like Jesus and Meryl and a third person. Debate.
Like I said.
No, I'm not debating anybody. I'm just gonna say what I said and just keep it moving.
Anyway, I'm gonna leave that where it is. That's why I said we talk to people who know what to do with having
Yeah.
large sums of money, so that we don't do foolish things.
Right. I mean, I at least pay my debt. I will pay my debt. And it's great to say I will just pay the debt. I won't pay it down. I'll just pay the debt. Just be done. Call me a free man.
You know, they sit there and be like, I see that you have come here to pay off that whole debt in total. Is that money stolen?
Nah,
Was
baby.
it ill-gotten?
Nah, motherfucker. I've been embraced, nigga. I've been embraced.
Was a drug exchange involved?
Nah, I've been embraced, baby. All right, I'm gonna do one foolish thing. I'm gonna see if I can get just like stacks of $1 bills so that I can clap them together every time I say shit when I'm going to pay a bill or something.
Oh no, Major, please.
I want to walk around like for one day like Floyd Mayweather with just a backpack full of cash. And see, now that I've said that and I do get embraced, people are going to be looking for me. 100 million, you can fill up all the overhead compartments on the plane. Or just buy a plane. Thank you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a fucking plane. How much
Buy
does a plane, cost?
Major, I'm gonna say this though, real quick. If you do buy a plane,
Wouldn't you just lease
Don't.
it or rent it or something like that?
if you're gonna do that, don't be out here flying for foolishness, like going to like to just a country just for breakfast at random. Don't do that.
Oh, no. That's not how that works. Yeah, so $300,000 can give me a plane. But honestly, yeah, I just would rent one. I don't think I would buy a plane. I would just rent one and have them, like, I would charter the flight, not buy the plane outright, unless I was going to fly it. But then I would probably buy something that's not this. Also, I'm mad that he is not that much taller than this plane. How do you fit in there? How do you walk around? I mean, I
Where
got the
does that-
payment in brown paper bags, but it's all legit bills. I was embraced.
I mean, y'all act like Ryan Coogler didn't happen this year. I'm just,
Right.
You know what?
Right.
Please continue.
I'll move to like Seattle or something and just chill and put all the kids I know through school. I'm moving to the fucking mountains, man. Or at least a mountainous region that has gigabit Ethernet. And maybe build a house that keeps all the riffraff away.
As long as it's not internet built by Elon.
No, it's probably AT&T or something. Or maybe I'll contract that dude out who's got his own gigabit. Now in streaming news.
Oh God, this article. All right.
FaZe Clan's Nick Merckx promotes maskless event in wake of TwitchCon San Diego's mask mandate. Last week, Twitch updated its policy for its TwitchCon San Diego event, making mask a requirement while indoors as well as proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. Many potential attendees were put off by the lack of security measures, but following the policy update, others are now refusing to attend due to the mask requirement. FaZe Clan is organizing its own event in San Diego at the same time, and its co-owner Nick Merckx has stated masks won't be required.
All right, so let's talk about this for a little bit. The last time we got into a somewhat spirited debate around here about this whole thing. And since then, there was a petition filed of being like, yo, masks and vaccines are not popping up. And Twitch was like, you know what? All right. Now, in the middle of all of that, right? This person, the person who we're referring to over here, was like, I don't know why y'all are making such a big deal about it. If it's that big of a problem, then don't go and stop complaining about it on the internet. Which about half the people who pulled up in the comments were just like, when they started ranting about it, we're like, oh, is this you? But let's talk about FaZe for a second, because fuck these people. Things that we see them in the news for. Accidentally dropping slurs during tournaments, quote unquote, having streamer moments on their streams and being recorded in 4K. On public stages, also in 4K. Literally slid up here and was talking about predatory practices or getting people into like gambling things in games. Remember that one? Oh, and also was openly tweeting about like their full support of crypto and being like, good luck being poor. It's the same people, right? Which is to say, they have a whole and very long and tenured track record of being trash fires and dumpsters. And these are the exact same people that everybody was like, I bet they didn't have those mask and vaccine mandates specifically to attract people like this. And when we say people like this, like for all of their trash and ass hattery, they're also trying to like hit up the NASDAQ with a public listing for funsies.
I thought they already went public.
I think that was, I'm trying to remember when, for all I know, they might have, because I can't remember when that was. I read a whole bunch of articles related to this,
now a
but didn't know where in
company.
time. So,
yeah, FaZe is listed on the NASDAQ.
Jerry Bunn, I sure did. I had one card just for them. But it was over here with all of this, right? These are the people. These are the people that when you go into these large venues and they're just like, well, we don't want to have mask mandates. It's this. And it makes me want to ask several questions. Because the way that people pulled up for these people, kind of like, these are the problematic faves. These are the people that y'all like have on your platform. These are the people that you like some people see as like the face of like esports and stuff. These are the people that y'all stand for these tournaments and these games. It's these people. Child, we're right up there with Gutex levels of nonsense at this point. What are we doing here?
Exactly. You can be like, every time I see him, I'm like, y'all can lose me with that.
I love Super DD's comment here. Imagine bragging about how much you could bench press, but be so inconvenienced by a piece of fabric.
Oh, fabric. Oh.
The same way that people were just like, boy, you call us sensitive snowflakes, but melt at the touch of a rainbow. Listen, I need y'all to get this together. I need y'all
Hand
to
clap
get it
of
together.
praise. Praise.
Okay? Just, I don't. It's not that I don't understand. It's just that I don't want to. Like, again, y'all have all this stuff going on. You could just be rich and be in tournaments and have infinite chances to fuck up and not have your entire rear like clapped up around you and really just shut up and do the stuff that you want to do without having to bother the rest of us every day. Like, we don't have to know that much about you. You do not have to give us your opinion about anything. Just shoot stuff in games.
Mm-hmm. That part.
And leave the rest of us alone.
Does being embraced allow you to create a rival esports organization that is objectively better than FaZe?
You know something? Let me just go ahead and put on my not as ethical hat for a second. That's not what I would do. You would make a rival team. I would decide to become Warner Brothers and just be like, you know what we're going to do? I'm just going to make enough money to buy the team and then immediately disband it.
Ooh, actually, I like your plan better.
See,
I
also,
like your plan better.
Period. I would absolutely just do that. Just be like, buy the team, buy the controlling amount of stock, and then shut the whole thing down and be like,
so an Elon Musk. Except
no, because
except go
successful.
Through with it. This was saying, except go through with it. Rick Fox's problem was he did not surround himself with the right people.
That's the understatement.
This was Rick
year.
Fox's board right here. I'm Rick Fox.
Not you posted up between two jars of mayo.
This is the Echo Fox board right here with Rick Fox.
Oof. Oh God, I remember that. I'm gonna leave that alone.
He did not surround himself with the bestest and brightest. They were the
brightest, but only because of the light reflecting off of their skin.
Yeah. It's like when you so bad want to get involved with something that you don't really know that it's the best thing, that whether or not it's the best thing for you.
Oh, crypto?
It's giving that. It's giving you're trying so hard to be a part of something that you really don't do your due diligence. And what happens is you get kind of clapped up when it's like, is this your man's? Because your man's is out here fucking up. Because it's like, everybody's going to be looking at you because you're the one that brought this man to the party. And now we're looking at you like, why is he here? Because I'm finna throw him out ass over elbows.
Yeah, that was Rick Fox's problem. That
right.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's like you points to this man. Because again, when you bring this man around us and we looking at him like the asshole that he is, and we like, is this your man? Go get him.
Like
Go
Rick
talk
Fox
to him.
wanted the issue. It was like everybody else who did not look like him.
Right.
They wanted him for that name and some of that money, and then when they got what they needed, they geeked his ass out.
Mm-hmm. Wild.
Now the updates news, and boy, do we have a humdinger of an update section. Because Google's, and I want to say they surprise dropped this. I don't know who planned it. Nobody was talking about it. I want to even say that the day before it was, I want to say the day it dropped, people were still guessing as to when it was going to drop. Android 13 is now available for Google Pixel phones. For the Pixel 4a, 4X, or for the Pixel 4, 4XL, 4a, 4a, 5G, 5, 5a, 6, 6 Pro, 6a. If you have either of those phones, you are now available to update to Android 13. The Pixel 3 and the 3a did not get the Android 13 update as anticipated, but there was an earlier update for Android 12. There was an update for Android 12 for them earlier this year. No, there really isn't much of a functional difference between 12 and 13 that I've noticed. yeah, I don't really think there was much. I mean, there's some small tweaks and there are plenty of videos out that spell out those differences, but it's not some groundbreaking, earth-shattering change. I mean, at least when iOS has a major version update, there's at least something that was added, that like some cool feature that was added. Like at least we know in iOS 16, you can edit and delete messages. You can remove a subject of a photo and put it on a transparent background and paste the image anywhere. Like there were substantial updates to iOS 16 that's coming to all phones that will get iOS 16, or a majority of the phones that will get iOS 16. Who knows what's going to be on iOS 16 when the iPhone 14 drops. But yeah, it seems with 13, there wasn't really that much that came with it. Yeah, see, Android 13 will give you access to more Material You theming options, allowing you to pick more granularity, which colors will be pulled from your wallpaper. There's a new media player with a progress bar that squiggles along as you listen to music, complete with beautifully showcased album covers, and of course the new big and bold navigation bar. The new software additionally introduces per app languages, which allows you to set your phone language to one, but use select apps in whatever language you prefer. But yeah, like most of it's fixes, most of it's internal, but nothing really to write home about. But yeah, if you have the Pixel 4 through 6a or any Pixel that was released since 2019, you should be able to get the update. For Pixel 6 owners, which is the 6 Pro, and 6a, you cannot go back to Android 12 if you update to Android 13. And this is due to a security vulnerability. With Android 13, however, Pixel 6, 6 Pro, and 6a are left unable to downgrade back to Android 12 builds. Google noted on the site where it hosts factory images that users will not be able to move back to Android 12 after installing this new version. Warning, the Android 13 update for Pixel 6, 6 Pro, and the 6a contains a bootloader update that increments the anti-rollback version. After flashing an Android 13 build on these devices, you will not be able to flash older Android 12 builds. Google has confirmed the reason why Pixel 6 Pro and 6a can't revert back to Android 12. Mentioned within the Android Flash tool, Google says the bootloader version used previously had a security vulnerability, as was first spotted by security researcher Flawed World and highlighted by Michal Rahman. Google's warning reads, "Warning, if this is Flash, you cannot go back to an old Android build. Your device is running a vulnerable version of the bootloader. After flashing this build, your device's anti-robot counter will be incremented to prevent previous vulnerable versions of the bootloader from being flashed on the device in the future. This will prevent flashing existing Android 12 releases." So yeah, for security reasons, the Tensor powered Pixel devices cannot go back. And I'm wondering if that's why it's limited to the 6 Pro, and 6a, because they are possibly using a different bootloader than the rest of the Android devices that are out there. Another thing that happened, Google allegedly, initially this was reported as Google is accidentally pushing Android 12 instead of Android 13 to some Pixel users. This was actually updated with a Google statement, so I'm gonna move to that. Where did they? This is read update, but it's okay. Never mind. So you're trying to figure out. All right, there we go. After publication, Google released a statement explaining the issue. On August 15th, Pixel devices running an old version of Android 12 received a notification about a previously released Android 12 update with bug fixes. The messaging in the notification was confusing with the timing of Android 13 and is currently being changed for clarity. This update is separate from the Android 13 release that started to roll out to all supported Pixel devices yesterday and will continue over the next few weeks, depending on the carrier. Users will receive a notification once the OTA becomes available for their device. We encourage users to check their Android version and update to receive the latest software when it is available for their carrier. Basically, the update was issued to Android 12 users on older versions of the operating system to bring them up to date or bring them up to a newer version, but coincidentally coincided with the Android 13 release. If you want Android 13 now, you can sideload it, or if you want to wait for an OTA, read our exhaustive Android 13 review to get an idea of everything. Or sorry, I didn't have to read that part. So yeah, apparently what it was is that people thinking they were getting 13 but weren't, or just people who didn't update their shit, who don't listen to the show on a regular basis when we tell them, hey, monthly, update your Android phone. There's a new Android update. They didn't do that. And then when it came time for them to get Android 13, they were looking like Boo Boo the Fool because they had an out-of-date version of Android. So update your shit. I'm not saying necessarily update the Android 13, but at least just update your Android. It's got security fixes for you.
Indeed.
Sin just like dipped out of existence for us. Like, oh.
Oh no, it's
What?
just me with this black hat.
What's
I have a
going on? Are
black
you
hat.
okay?
I'm fine.
It's like you just slowly just went out of frame there for a second.
Just into descent here.
Android 13 is coming to phones from Samsung, Sony, Motorola, OnePlus, Oppo, Xiaomi, and more later this year. So yes, if you are on a device that isn't a Pixel, don't worry. If you have at least an updated phone like the Samsung Galaxy S22 series of phones, you'll probably get an update later on this year. In its blog post on the Keyword blog, Google says to expect Android 13 to come to phones and tablets from these makers and others later this year. Of course, it's Asus, iQOO, Motorola, OnePlus, Oppo, Realme, Samsung, Sharp. Who knew Sharp still made Android phones? Sony, Tecno, Vivo, and Xiaomi. Most of these OEMs already have Android 13 beta programs underway, including Asus, Nokia, OnePlus, Oppo, Realme, Samsung, Sharp, Tecno, Vivo, and Xiaomi, which is literally that most of that list. And one of the unlisted others, ZTE. Lenovo also has an Android 13 beta program for its Tab P1 or P12 Pro. So yeah, if you're in that camp, you have a more recent phone. Expect to see Android 13, hopefully by the end of the year. But of course, for me, I have Android 13 on my Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus. So, And also for Android, for those who may not want to update their phones to the latest version of the operating system, the one thing that Google does do to combat a lot of the fragmentation that I was talking about earlier in the show, August's Google Play system update is live with autofill UI and Material U additions. Of course, for those who are not familiar, the Google Play system update is what actually updates the bulk of the things that Android uses. Like, while the OS updates can bring a lot of graphical features, a lot of big settings, which again did not seem to be really a thing for Android 13, the Google Play system update is what actually updates a lot of these system bits of the phone. That way you can still technically have an older version of Android, but still have a lot of the security updates and a lot of the newer features that Android would see in its later releases. So there you go. Oh shit, I just now realized it is fucking damn, how long have we been here?
About 3.5 hours, give or take.
Fuck me. Yeah. Zoom's latest update on Mac includes a fix for a dangerous security flaw. Of course, this only affects those who are trying to install Zoom and not actually using Zoom. If you have Zoom installed, it doesn't really affect you as much, but hey, still update your shit. iOS and iPadOS were like, hey, we see that or Apple was just like, hey, we said that Google is putting updates out into the world. Hey, here's a point release for 15.6. So definitely update your phone. There is an actively exploited, there's an active exploit in the wild for iOS 15.6. 15.6.1 fixes that. So please, this is one where I would encourage you to update your phone. And in deals, we've got Coffee Talk. Fuck it. We got a lot of games that are coming. There are games that are leaving. Coffee Talk, Commandos 3, Immortals Phoenix Rising, a fairly new game. Midnight Fight Express, which was actually on that Steam demos from Key 3. That's actually releasing. It looks like it's releasing day and date with Game Pass. Opus, Echoes of Star Song, Tinykin, Exapunks, and Immortality. Also a surprise, I think it is obviously because I did not read it there. A surprise launch on Game Pass because QuakeCon 2022 is happening this weekend. More games from Bethesda and id are releasing to Game Pass. Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Quake 4, Wolfenstein 3D, and Elder Scrolls Legend Battlespire, and the Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard. You can also unlock all champions and Quake champions via Game Pass perk. Elder Scrolls Arena, the Elder Scrolls Daggerfall, and Quake champions are also available for free. There's also Cell, Heretic, Serpent Riders, Hexen, Beyond Heretic, and Hexen Death Kings. The original Quake re-release is also getting a new update, including the legendary mod, 3-way CTF. It just includes 9 levels from the original mod. And of course, there are sales. Of course, QuakeCon this year is digital, which I find hilarious because a LAN event brought to you by LANFest. I'm sorry, not brought to you by LANFest, but a LANFest chapter where QuakeCon is normally held is actually having an in-person LAN that same weekend. To say that there's beef between those two is an understatement. Well, actually, I don't know. I've only found out about that this past weekend. Free play days just die already. Outriders and Elder Scrolls Online are free for this weekend, starting today at 12:01 a.m. Pacific until Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Pacific. And Elder Scrolls Online is available for an extended time from now until Monday, August 29th at 6:59 a.m. Pacific. All right. We ain't got much time left. That was on me. My bad. Plugs, shout outs, what's going on? It's been a minute, so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, would you like to go first?
I think there was something you were saving for this section.
Yeah, I've forgotten. We'll just move on. Go to the next one.
So for me, I am going to be on vacation. But while I am on vacation, I am going to take my 3rd sign language class. I'm taking sign language classes. That's been a thing. And it's been a lot of fun.
For me, not really much of anything. Really need to put Discord on another display because boy, half an hour ago I would have gotten the memo, but I didn't.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
you know something. Fair.
Did not realize that was. I saw that somebody had pinged me, but did not see what was there until now. And I would have reacted accordingly had I seen it. Again, it's like I said, that's on me. When I got an email saying that, like my daily midnight email, I was like, what the fuck even is happening right now? But yeah, nothing for me is really happening. I'm just here just to not get fined. Just going to chill, have a weekend in the house, try to catch up on some emails, work on this team shit, maybe work on some other stuff. But yeah, nothing's really going on. Not much. I guess now I also have a game to play. I guess I do now. Thank you, whoever that was who sent me that game. I really do appreciate it. I really do. Thank you. Kev, did you remember?
Keep going.
Well, this is it. It's back on you now.
No, that's it.
Well, all right. I guess next weekend it will be, unless we can find it there, it'll just be me and Kev next week. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, those shows are pretty good. Maybe I can hit up Anka because again, I don't understand how her Photoshop shit works. Maybe she can make a 2-person thing, but in the meantime, maybe we can try to hit up a 3rd person, or maybe if we can get Anka to show up. So, and then I could, yeah, we already have those assets, so hooray. But yeah, that's it for us. Thank you so much for sticking through to the very end, as late as it was. Again, you know, shaking off the cobwebs. We ain't been here in a minute. Of course, if you're watching this live and you would like to catch some of the old episodes, majors.house/TTT is where you can find it. YouTube.com/MajorLinux where you can find the YouTube video. Okay, yeah, I may need to reach. Yeah, I'm gonna probably recheck that too. I see that I've been pinged in that server, so I will go check that. Yes, Tycho, it is midnight. We are acting accordingly. And of course, if you're watching this after the fact, twitch.tv/MajorLinux, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time here over at twitch.tv/MajorLinux, where you can find the live show where all the spice, where we are constantly being told that we do not have enough money to hang out with celebrities and CEOs, that we may just be D-list celebrities, just only popping enough to be on the Surreal Life, if that. Again, thank y'all so much. Really do appreciate it. Of course, you all could have been anywhere in the world watching the stream, or you could have been sleeping in bed, but no, we said, fine, I will hold off the melatonin long enough to finish this episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for August 18th and now 19th, 2022. Slay House, boots down. I'm sorry. I just had to say it. Slay House, boots down. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Of course, all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is, fuck, that would have been a better place to put Slay House, boots down. I love you. Heck, peace. Ow.
Wakanda forever.